right, so I do have some stories passed along. We'll start with this one. Disney is bringing Jimmy Kimmel Live back to late night TV tonight after briefly suspending the show last week.
Jimmy!
Said in a statement, the pause was meant to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country following his monologue that touched on conservative activist Charlie Kirk's death. Two major station owners, Nexstar and Sinclair, have announced that they would not air the program following the monologue. Disney CEO Bob Iger and entertainment co-chair Dana Walden ultimately approved Kimmel's return, though it's unclear at this time if all affiliates will air the show. Sinclair has stated that they plan to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live and replace it with news programming, adding that, quote, discussions with ABC are ongoing as we evaluate the show's potential return in a statement. But there's more. Other late-night TV hosts have reacted to the news on their own program. Stephen Colbert joked, just a few hours before we taped this broadcast, we got word that our national late nightmare is over, adding wonderful news from my dear friend Jimmy Kimmel and his amazing staff. He said, I'm so happy for them. Once more, I am the only martyr in late nights. Wait, unless CBS, you want to announce anything. Seth Meyers congratulated Kimmel on his return as well during his A Closer Look segment. So I guess it depends on where you live on whether or not you will be able to see it tonight. I have no idea if that affects us.
That seems to be the case, yeah.
I have no idea if it affects us around here or not.
I don't know who syndicates it here.
Sinclair or Nexstar, don't really know. A process server by the name of Justin Lee Fisher was arrested for criminal trespassing after allegedly jumping a fence at Travis Kelce's Kansas home while he was attempting to serve Taylor Swift deposition papers on behalf of Justin Baldoni's lawyers.
So a process server cannot break the law in the process of serving.
That is correct.
That subpoena.
Yeah, the arrest came just days after a judge denied Baldoni's request to depose Swift in his legal battle with Blake Lively. Court documents noted the incident occurred around 2 a.m. on September 15th, though details were restricted.
I have a note to after you're done with the story.
Okay, he's got his hand up, and I was curious.
My bad.
All right, so he says this comes...
Are you going to serve Preston with a subpoena?
No.
Oh.
Closer.
Don't touch me. This comes amid Baldoni and Lively's ongoing feud over allegations of sexual harassment, defamation, and a smear campaign tied to It Ends With Us. Yes, the floor recognizes Casey Foster.
So I need to recognize Eric Simon because he caught something that you and I did not catch. Preston, you read the Word of the Week prize for the stupid question. We did not give away a jug handle gift card to that person.
Sorry about that.
Yes, yeah.
No, we were giving away VIP tickets to Lincoln Mill Haunted House.
Yeah.
Oh, I said that at the top, but I guess I messed it up at the end there.
Yeah, or at least that's what Eric said.
All right, so yes, when I originally said call now, we'll have your chance to win tickets to the Lincoln Mill Haunted House, and I guess I read the wrong thing. So let me read the information here for you,
All
folks.
right.
It's open weeknights through November 2nd in Manayunk, and it starts on September 26th. Venture into the hidden chambers and face evil mill owner Victor Kane and his tormented workers. Lincoln Mill will be sure to offer that thrill that you've been craving this fall season, and tickets are on sale now at LincolnMillHaunt.com. All right, got that straight now.
Sorry about that.
We'll give those away all week long, by the way. So Bill Nye was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this week, celebrating his journey from Boeing engineer to Emmy-winning host of Bill Nye the Science Guy. At the ceremony, attended by Joel McHale, Jaylen Brown, Ross Schaefer, and more, Nye called the recognition quite an honor, adding, as has been said many times, when you're in love, you want to tell the world. And I love science. I love comedy, and I love television. His career began, and I didn't know this, after a Steve Martin lookalike contest led him to comedy.
He entered a Steve Martin lookalike contest?
I don't know if he entered it or was a part of it in some way, shape, or form, but that's where it began.
Right.
I guess so, maybe. And also a chance meeting with Carl Sagan encouraged him to focus on pure science. Bill Nye the Science...
He was very excited to meet Carl Sagan. Play that again. You can sense it.
Yeah.
Bill Nye, the Science Guy, ran from 1993 to 99 and earned 19 Emmys, which he followed up later with series like Bill Nye Saves the World and The End Is Nigh.
I get it. He couldn't make it to 20.
What's that?
Just 19 Emmys.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
So recognition by one's peers always means a great deal, he said, but being here in Hollywood means a great deal to people far beyond our peers in television and movies. We export our culture around the world. For me, being a permanent part of all this is quite an honor.
I wonder if you can gently suggest that you'd like your star relocated, or that if you say you weren't happy with the location, if it was out in front of a strip club, could you, or maybe that would be something you'd want. But I mean, do you have any sway over where they put it?
No idea. I would guess no, probably.
Yeah, you get what you get.
They probably have a plan on, because if you've ever been there are some stars that are blank.
Yes.
And they're eventually waiting to fill those. And so I would imagine they don't just do them, all right next to each other in the line. They place them around. They probably have a plan to fill out all areas of Hollywood.
There is the Tomb of the Unknown Celebrity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So beyond television, Nye has led the Planetary Society since 2010 and recently received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Joe Biden.
What are your thoughts on guys that choose to wear a bow tie over a regular tie?
I know it's a gimmick. I don't know. I wouldn't say anyone looks better wearing a bow tie.
Yeah,
it's a quirky thing.
What does it say about the person?
Who was the last super cool person you know who wore a
Nobody.
bow tie?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it works for Bill Nye.
Yeah. Hurricane Schwartz.
Oh, okay. All right, maybe Hurricane
Yeah.
Schwartz, it works for that guy.
I loved him when I was a kid.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. I always chose a bow tie over a regular tie. Any
All right.
chance I had.
When you were a little kid.
Yeah.
Can you tie one yourself?
No,
Oh, okay,
this is a clip on.
Sure?
I briefly wore one when I was dancing for Chippendales.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've never attempted to tie a bow tie.
All right. Yeah, me neither.
Yep. All right, John Bon Jovi became a grandpa after his son, Jake Bon Jovi, and wife Millie Bobby Brown welcomed a daughter over the summer through adoption. Bon Jovi reacted to the news, saying it's been crazy but great and wonderful. He said they adopted a girl and we met the baby, obviously, and immediately it becomes your grandchild, your baby. Now he admits that he's just like any other granddad, constantly bugging for more baby photos. He said, I want to see pictures like every other day. I'm that pain in the butt guy already. As for Jake and Millie, the pair just marked their first wedding anniversary yesterday, sharing heartfelt tributes online. John says that the young couple's marriage is super solid. He said they're sort of mature beyond their years, he said. And he's quick to praise his famous daughter-in-law, saying she's a sweetheart and she's a hard worker. I tell her all the time how much I admire her because her work ethic is unbelievable.
Listen, from what I know, I'm going to have to agree with him. She seems an older soul.
Yeah.
And she does a whole bunch of animal charity work, and she seems like a good person.
Yeah.
When is Stranger Things debuting the new season?
It comes
around Christmas?
Out. No, so that'll be the second run. So
Right.
they've broken it up into 3 pieces.
Which we love.
It's going to be around Thanksgiving, then Christmas, then New Year's.
All right.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And in fact, the final few episodes will be revealed on New Year's Eve, which is, so me and my youngest we
pretty wild.
got our New Year's Eve all set.
Yeah.
It's excellent. Nick, does it say November 26th?
Yeah, so thanks, exactly what you just said. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
Yep. All right, so Jesse Cave, who played Lavender Brown in the Harry Potter series, was struggling financially before finally turning to OnlyFans to help supplement her income.
So
Despite the fact that her content is not adult in nature, the very fact that she's on the platform is starting to cost her.
Oh, yeah, because it has a certain sort of reputation.
Yeah.
It did not start that way. It was more like a Patreon thing.
Yes, and that's why something like this is pretty ridiculous.
She should jump over to X Hamster.
Yeah.
Cave recently took to her Substack to share that she was barred from attending a fan convention after launching her OnlyFans page.
That's not fair.
Yeah, totally. She said, I found out that I didn't get booked for a Harry Potter convention recently as I am now doing OnlyFans. She said they explained that it was because it's a family show and OnlyFans is affiliated with porn.
Is it remotely sexy, the content?
No. She said, this was baffling to me. I'm just playing with my hair. In March, Cave announced that she was launching an OnlyFans page that would feature hair stuff. She promised content that would feature the best quality hair sounds And she said, very sensual stuff. No nudity, just content targeting people who like long hair. So,
This isn't that bad.
if sexual in nature, I don't think so.
I really liked her character in the Harry Potter movies. I thought she did a great job. I missed this entirely until a recent viewing of Deathly Hallows Part 2. She gets killed at the end of it. And I don't know if you ever noticed it, Preston. It's a real quick scene.
No.
You know, like the bad guy, Fenrir Greyback, that like vampire-looking guy?
Yeah.
He's like kneeling over her and has killed her and is like gnawing on her neck like a vampire would.
It's like Lavender Brown we're talking. That's her name.
Lavender Brown's, is the name of the character.
Huh.
And so...
That's brutal.
Yeah, it was, and I just noticed it for the first time the last time I watched it. I don't think she has many other scenes in the movie, and then all of a sudden you see her very briefly, and she's getting killed.
A couple people get whacked in that movie.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So he didn't get whacked, but Tom Holland was injured on the set of his upcoming film, Spider-Man Brand New Day. According to sources, Holland received a light concussion, which landed him in the ER. And as to how long production will be held up as he recuperates, the sources insist the delay will be minimal.
I briefly attended medical school, and Preston, ER stands for emergency room.
Is that what that means? Cameras are expected to start rolling again in less than a week. In fact, Holland was well enough after the incident to attend a charity event with Zendaya. As well. So they were out and about.
All right, they are officially engaged, yes?
Yes.
And what's the day? Check your invitation. It's on your
I don't have it. It's in my phone. I don't have time to do it right now. But yeah, I don't know when exactly they're getting married, but that still is moving forward.
Crazy kids.
James Vanderbeek was forced to opt out of the Dawson's Creek reunion due to stomach issues. While his absence was disappointing to many, Vanderbeek managed to come through, despite feeling under the weather, virtually. He appeared via a pre-recorded video that was projected on stage. In the video, Vanderbeek thanked fans for purchasing tickets to the event and introduced Lin-Manuel Miranda as his understudy. He said, I've been looking forward to this night for months and months, ever since my angel Michelle Williams said that she was putting it together. And he said, I can't believe I'm not there. I can't believe I don't get to see my castmates, my beautiful cast in person. The cast along with Vanderbeek's wife and kids reunited at the Richard Rogers Theater for a live reading of the show's pilot episode to benefit F cancer.
Yeah.
And Vanderbeek was, of course, diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer last year.
I wonder how he is holding up, what the prognosis is. It is certainly dicey for him, but he is resolute, and he's trying all sorts of treatments, so hopefully something will yield positive results.
Absolutely. So one of the last remaining Wizard of Oz munchkins passed away. Elaine Merck Binder.
I was stunned to hear she's 6'4".
What?
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
No, she was 8 years old when
8
she
years old.
auditioned for the film and got one of 8 slots for singing and dancing munchkins. Her daughter, Annette Phillips, announced her mother's passing. TMZ shared that, according to Phillips, Binder appeared in the film during the performance of Come Out, Come Out. She's staged in the second little house up the steps just before they go into Off to See the Wizard. Elaine can be seen as one of the 8 dancers in a pavilion at the rear wearing a dark green dress and hat.
I just watched it.
She was 94 years old.
94 years old. I just watched it. It was just casually. It was on TBS or something, and it is magical.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Did you mention, is she the last of the surviving munchkins?
No, it just says one of the last. I don't know how many remain, but she was certainly one of the youngest.
Yeah. She
8 years old, and now she's 94.
Yeah.
So there can't be
many more
than a couple left, I would think, because I don't know how many kids they had in that cast.
Okay, so, was she a little person, or she was just a kid?
So, you know what? I believe she was, I was trying to find that out. I think she was a little person.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know. Hulk Hogan's widow, Melanie Sky Daly, supports his son, Nick Hogan, becoming co-administrator of the late wrestler's $5 million estate alongside family associate Terry McCoy. Court documents revealed Hulk, who died in July at the age of 71 from a heart attack, updated his will several times, most recently in 2023 explicitly removing his daughter, Brooke, as a beneficiary. Daly has waived her rights to a hearing on Nick being named the co-administrator and has consented to a petition that he filed earlier this month. Nick's filing listed Hulk's assets, including $799,000 in personal property, $4 million in intellectual property, and $200,000 in cryptocurrency, but not his $11 million Florida home.
When you're talking about intellectual property, those are the books on quantum physics that he wrote?
Yes. Are you of intelligence level? I have not had a chance to peruse those yet, but yes, Steve, I think you're absolutely correct.
I think you and I agree. We're kind of stunned that that's all that estate is worth.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I would have thought much more.
Oh, a lot more.
I was thinking in the hundreds of millions. I mean,
Exactly.
He's the Hulkster.
I mean, he commanded the world of professional wrestling forever.
Yeah. And it depends on, what he did with it over time.
Yeah.
I know also he had a restaurant in Clearwater, remember? And so that had to have some financial value to it. So not really sure how that all peters out. James Gunn already has the hype train for the Superman sequel Man of Tomorrow pulling out of the station. In a post on his socials yesterday, Gunn featured a photo of the script for the upcoming film, and on the cover was a cutaway of a human head showing the brain. While this may not mean much to casual observers, to DC fans, speculation is high that this means the villain Brainiac will be featured. In the DC universe, Brainiac is considered an extinction-level villain.
Yeah, they're talking to Kevin Federline to play this role.
Wow. With incredible intelligence and vast powers, and is an arch enemy for Superman.
So this is what causes Lex Luthor and Superman to join forces to take him on, apparently, in this movie. While
Gunn has confirmed nothing at this point, the internet's going to internet, and we all know for sure that the Man of Tomorrow hits theaters July 9th of 2027.
So the next movie out will be the Supergirl movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Netflix just won big after snagging the live-action take on Miss Nelson is Missing, and Melissa McCarthy is attached to star in it. The streamer is moving fast on this one, with Brad Copeland adapting the Harry Allard and James Marshall classic. The story follows a rowdy class that suddenly loses its sweet teacher, only to get a taste of discipline from substitute Viola Swamp. Courses confirm McCarthy will tackle both roles as Miss Nelson and Swamp. The children's book, originally published in 1977, became a charming and funny staple for teaching kids to love and respect their teachers. I don't remember that one.
I don't remember it at all. I know of similar stories, though, that are this kind of thing, but it sounds delightful.
Miss Nelson is Missing is the name of that.
Do you remember that episode of The Brady Bunch where Alice's sister, I think?
Yeah, she was a drill sergeant or something like that. Yeah.
Seems like that, doesn't it?
It does. How many times have there been the twin?
Countless.
That came in and played. It was played by the same actor, obviously. Well, Peter Brady had
a twin.
Yeah. So they did it twice on the Brady Bunch.
Stefan.
Yes.
All right.
Stephen and Stefan from Family Matters.
It was a common conceit.
Yeah, the only thing that is coming to mind is when Jack Tripper pretended like he had a cousin named Austin from Texas. He played Austin.
He was pretending.
But he was pretending.
But they've had actual, how many times they've had actual characters?
Steve, Jethro, and Jethreen.
By the way,
Beverly Hillbillies.
Jethreen, they used a very feminine actress to do the voice. So it would be Max Baird Jr. in drag. Hi.
Yeah.
Lisa Kudrow did it on Friends. She played her twin sister, and I think that character actually started on Mad About You, and then she played the same person on Friends, or a similar character on Friends. She played Phoebe, and then, man, what was the twin's name?
So I'm dating myself, but I'm going back to it happened on both I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched.
That's right. There was on Bewitched, she had the darker sister, Sabrina's sister. Who was pretty sexy,
hot.
Yeah. I mean, it was her. It was Elizabeth Montgomery, but they put a darker wig on her and just like,
Phoebe's twin was Ursula.
Ursula!
Yeah. And it started on Mad About You.
Yeah. I remember that, Ursula. Okay. One last story. Matt Rife is climbing into more acting roles. Literally, he and Dan Lagana just sold their new project called The Chasm to Skydance Sports, with Rife set to star, co-write, and produce.
He's playing Billie Jean King.
He is? Yeah. No. The mockumentary comedy follows an overconfident climber who, after losing his best friend and climbing partner to unexpected and unfortunate circumstances, chooses to proceed solo on a historic and potentially fatal rock climb.
So I was intrigued by Matt Rife, and then I think I'm kind of done with Matt Rife, and now I think I'm kind of, welcome back, Matt Rife.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him.
He's
other
a talented dude.
Than a couple of, videos that I've seen that made their way around on social media like a year or two ago or whenever it was, and I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, and he's a good-looking dude.
The Stay Golden Tour. So Rife's been on fire, selling out arenas for his Stay Golden Tour, and becoming the youngest comic to sell out Madison Square Garden twice. And now he's adding Hollywood to the mix with projects like Rolling Loud this year, and projects like Netflix's The Ultralists and The Escort, which is coming up as well.
I think the issue was, Case, he blew us off, right? He was supposed to be
he blows everybody off, and
everybody.
that's fine. I mean, he doesn't need it.
So
that's
but
fine.
eventually you're going to get that call from Match Game, and you're going to realize, I need Preston and Steve.
All right, we are ready for the clips. In a big, bold, beautiful journey, two strangers relive past moments that lead them to a meeting at a mutual friend's wedding. And here, Margot Robbie talks about seeing the movie in theaters.
Everything's better on the big screen, obviously, but a movie like this, where it's visually really, really beautiful, but it's also like one of those feel-good films where, like, being with a group of people when you see it is kind of extra special, because it is one of those films that makes you look around and be like, wow, my life isn't ordinary, it's pretty extraordinary.
Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is now in theaters.
The word is that it is a really wonderful, romantic drama that's not predictable.
Oh. It looks unique.
Yeah.
If you've checked it out, it looks pretty cool. All right, next clip. After her sister Bindi won the Mirror Ball in 2015, Robert Irwin has taken to Dancing with the Stars and is already blowing judges away. Here he talks about the experience.
I am so grateful that but keep going. No, I'm so grateful that I get to enter this adventure. One of the coolest things I've ever gotten to be part of, with just the best dance partner ever. And like,
I feel the same.
10 years we're here and we're back after Binny did it, and we're here to go.
Have a look at these.
New episodes of Dancing with the Stars. The new episode will air tonight, by the way. So, all right, and there you go. It's your entertainment report for today, this Tuesday morning. Thank you. Please hold your applause. Hold your applause for Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
He is on our show in a little over an hour from now.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we got sent these advanced screeners of the documentary that he is promoting. It's called I Like Me. It's John Candy. It was fantastic. I
watched the whole thing.
I didn't get to see all of it, but I loved it. I saw.
Were you tearing up about it?
In the first 6.5 minutes, I was crying.
There is a Dan Aykroyd assessment and Bill Murray assessment of John Candy, and you would only hope that you would live a life that'd be befitting that kind of eulogy. It was just beautiful.
Yep. So we'll talk to Ryan on the show live at about 8:15 this morning. Before that, we're going to talk, it's another tribute. We lost Bernie Perrant over the weekend, which was very, very sad to hear. We're going to talk to Joe Watson, his friend, our friend. He's going to join us in just a couple of minutes. We'll do a short chat with Joe and just see where his head is at. We also have comedian Paula Poundstone on the program. Jeremy Swift, if you watched Ted Lasso, Higgins is Jeremy Swift. He's great.
He's great. And, he is really an accomplished jazz musician. He's a composer.
Yeah.
And this movie that he's in, Grow, does it remind you of like a Roald Dahl?
Yes.
James and the Giant Peach sort of thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we will talk to him later on this morning, too. So we got a lot to get to this morning. Taking a break, coming back in a second. Joe Watson up next. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Kathy had a story about sending a text, I think, that you wanted to share with us, right?
Yeah. So it was
somebody sent me a text, and it was, somebody that I am friendly with, like not like one of you guys where, if the type of text messages that we send each other. But I needed to drop something off to this person. And I, basically was saying, I apologize. I had COVID, was stuck in the house. I'm going to, get this stuff to you. And so he says, well, how are you feeling? What I wanted to text him was that I got, and I've said this to you guys, COVID kicked my ass. I got my ass kicked, What I sent him was that I got my ass licked.
I got my ass licked.
And
How you feeling? Well, I got my ass
Pretty good. I got my ass licked.
Oh, and it's all worth it.
I mean, it was kind of bad at the beginning, but once the ass licking started, it turned for the better.
I mean, I've heard of rim jobs before.
Wow.
I mean, fully changed the, I guess it auto-corrected to licked, and I didn't realize, sent it, and then, I didn't, hear back, so, and I went back and pulled up my text and looked, and I was like, oh, my God. Oh, God, what do I do? And then I just put kicked and sent that and just didn't say anything else.
And no response back, or
no, he didn't really address it.
Kathy,
he just
there's
said,
someone on the phone for you.
no, he just said, no worries, whenever you feel better.
Listen, was that an invitation? Because I would like to follow through on that.
So this is just more of just an acquaintance, right?
Listen,
professional?
Yes, yeah.
Professional ass licker?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you know them more on a professional level as opposed to a personal level?
Yeah, they own a business, and I go to the business and purchase.
Why would she mention she had her ass licked?
Oh, my God.
I don't understand.
Santa's coming over right now.
My mouth is pretty moist. I could do that.
God, ew. Oh, God.
There are some things that are absolutely astonishing as when you listen, that you wrote kicked. I'm sure you.
I did.
Right. So why is that not perceived as an actual word? I've had it happen.
I think they were just trying to pull a fast one on you.
Yeah.
I think technology was like, oh,
ass licked. Yeah, it's built into the algorithm.
The autocorrect feature is bizarre, though. I don't know. My mom sent me a text right before Christmas, and she wrote, I bought Ben some ski dicks from Buckman's and a U.S. National Parks wall map and push pins. And then her follow-up text was, good God, that is ski socks. Ski socks.
Do you ever put your feet in a nice pair of dicks?
But I'm sure my mom felt the same way as you, Kath. It was just and at least it was to me, not to
right,
a minister
exactly.
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think that was.
It's just why? Why is it changing?
Well,
that?
my question is, if it is a legitimate word, legitimate in the context of the sentence, what makes it change it? I've had it.
Yeah.
I think she probably accidentally misspelled it, and you didn't notice. And it went to licked instead
K
of
and
kicked.
L are right next to each other, and Nick, as far as ski dicks are concerned,
Yes.
D and S are right next to each other, as is the O and the I. So I think there's most likely on your end of things, Nick, that was a misspelling and not an autocorrect. Because why would they autocorrect from socks to dicks?
Thanks for checking in. Would you like to lick my ass?
It licked my ass.
Oh, my God.
That's great.
Great to hear from you.
You would. I thought you were going to go somewhere else with this story, because last Thursday I got a message from a friend of mine who works at Headstrong Foundation, and he was letting me know that a friend of mine is going to receive some financial
ski dicks.
No, some financial assistance for his daughter who is suffering from cancer. Mm-hmm. And I thought I was responding to somebody else when I wrote LOL to this guy when he's telling me about.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. So I go, he's like, he's going to get
That's
this.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Laugh out loud.
That is funny.
And I was like, oh my God, how do I? And I was like, no, I mean, it was totally meant for somebody else. And I can't find out who I was trying to say LOL to, but I can't believe I responded.
I mean, at this point, I think everyone, even the best person with the greatest amount of accuracy has experienced that mistake. That whether you're misspelling and it turns to lick or whatever, or the an emoji that's an incorrect emoji that you didn't want to hit, but it is you. When
the
it
laughing
happens,
emoji.
you're like, oh my god, and you almost mentally try to reach out and pull it back, but you can't.
Hey, what does this mean? Somebody texted in and said swipe keyboard or regular tapping keyboard?
Oh, so with the swipe keyboard, you can just basically keep your finger on the keyboard the entire time and not lift up.
Oh, and it sort of helps you spell out words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and then tap is just like the regular.
Do you have that option on an iPhone?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, where you can just keep your finger and move from letter to letter.
And if you pause long enough, it will.
I don't
generate
use it.
or.
Yeah, I've attempted it. I've tried it, but I'm so used to the other way that I just keep doing it the other way.
It's the number one preference for salad tossers, Preston.
I really need to use. I need to use voice to text more often.
Me too.
I don't trust it.
That makes mistakes
Yeah,
too.
that's the
I know it
problem.
makes mistakes,
Yeah.
but if I do have to write a fairly voluminous amount, a longer one, I'd rather dictate it and then go back and maybe fix the mistakes.
I'm very good at that, and I make sure that I include all the appropriate punctuation.
Yeah,
which
you gotta do
drives
that.
me
Right.
crazy.
Sure.
You know what annoys me about that, though, is if you stop in the middle of a sentence just to gather your thoughts and then you start again, it starts with a capital letter. So then there'll be a capital letter in the middle of the sentence, and I can't send that.
Well, do you know what
It annoys
works,
me.
Kathy? If you can, first write it longhand, then type it, then print it.
Pierre loves voice to text, and he likes to voice to text while he's driving. And Pierre has a tendency to sometimes be a bit long-winded.
No.
And so his texts are also long-winded.
And so the year is 1983.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, I
Okay.
wrote him a nice text on Friday. I thought he had a great show, and I was just like, "Hey man, it was really cool to listen. I was in the car a lot. I got to listen to a lot of your show. It was awesome." And he didn't respond, which is also fine with Pierre. And then he wrote back yesterday, and it was like 6 paragraphs long. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it was nice of him to respond. It's just.
Will we ever forget the tragedy of the Donner Party?
What?
The problem with me and voice to text is I can't think of what I want to say as I'm saying it.
I mess it up too.
I'm like,
That's what I mean, and then you want to pause.
Here is the thing. I would like to say to you these words, and I'm like,
Well, so it gives you the option to review it.
I know,
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
But just when I'm typing it out, I know exactly what I want to say. But when I'm
My
saying
friend
it,
sends the voice
Would you
messages.
be interested in licking my butt?
It licked my butt.
Damn it! It said.
So my friend sends those voice where it's just you can just talk and then it.
Todd Glass did that for Casey last week, and he did it for a reason. I forget what it was, but your voicemail was full or something like that. So he sent you voice text.
yeah, I guess my voice. I don't have my voice.
Do you get that
check my
from
voicemail.
anybody?
I have.
With any
I
of your-
had just a handful, but not any regularity.
But
I
I'm
don't know
not good
anybody
at sending back then. When I send it back, I'm talking like I'm doing voice to text,
Right.
but it's just like a regular message.
Hi, this is Kathy. I was busy. I couldn't get your call. I was inviting a stranger to lick my.
Kath, who were you texting this, by the way? I forget.
What
didn't
that I
say.
got my ass?
Licked. Yeah.
Yeah, it was somebody. I have some things I need to drop off at this business, and it was the business owner.
It's so funny though, and it's Kathy, the abject terror you experience when that happens. It's like, and there's nothing. Everyone has made the mistake. It doesn't matter when you've done it, especially on that level. How many times it happens constantly. I forget who I told I loved dearly and used the nickname I use, Spooky or something that I use on my wife. the question mark came back, and I'm like, oh no,
Son of a bitch.
because my big mistake is that I don't look. All right, so I texted, and then I got 1 or 2 texts from the time that text occurred, so that Claire is no longer the top person on my text chain, and so I'm responding now to whoever was last in, and I always make that mistake.
What sucks is when you are you get a word wrong and then you type what you think is the correct word, fixing it, and you have typed an incorrect word again.
Yes.
And if you do that 2 or 3 times, it's like, what the hell
Right, and then that
is
becomes-
happening?
That becomes the default sometimes. If you type it enough,
Yes.
the bad spelling, the incorrect spelling becomes the default for what they think.
And
the
it
phone
does,
thinks.
and then you got to break that nightmare. I would think a lot of times, and then it'll give you, and then you have to, X out of the word that's popping up. I'm like, no!
I hate that. Especially if you're using curse words. And I understand why curse words are going to come up as incorrect, because you don't want to accidentally send that to someone who doesn't need to be seeing
By
that,
the way,
or
though,
you don't intend to see that.
They should put that. They should put curses in, or allow you to put curses in.
Well, I mean, listen, you can if you wanted to. When you do like the abbreviated keyboard or whatever.
Yeah.
So
you can change ducking.
You can change ducking, or like if you just wanted to, like, okay, if I type the letters FFF, it's just going to turn into
Forget you, Dad.
Forget you, Dad.
It's going to turn into what?
Whatever you want it to be. So, like, for instance.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
you're setting up a code. Okay.
I send my wife a text every single morning, and it's the same thing. And when she's mad at me, she goes, "Oh, thanks a lot for doing the quick text." But if I just type in the letters I, that comes up, and it just says, "Good morning, I love you so much."
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you can do that, like if you typed, but it's
Lick
called
my butt.
You can do a shortcut where, if you want to say FU, if you just type in the letters FF or FFF or whatever.
Where do you go set that up?
You got to go to settings, keyboard, shortcuts.
Eat a bag of sticks.
But I do that for like my address, right? Rather than typing my address out every single time when I need to do that, I just type in the letters of my house or the numbers of my house, and my address comes right up.
That's cool.
By the way, here's a text that says, I use voice to text so often that sometimes I accidentally dictate punctuation when I'm leaving a voicemail. So they're like, "Hi, John, comma." They'll actually say that leaving a voicemail.
I haven't gotten that bad, but I've done fairly lengthy texts with the speech app, and it works well.
WMMR.
All right, thanks, Maris. About an hour from now, we're going to have Ryan Reynolds joining us, and he's in town tomorrow for a Q&A session for John Candy, I Like Me. It's a documentary that he's behind, him and Colin Hanks. It'll be at the Kimmel Center. We're going to give away tickets for that.
Excellent.
In conjunction with that interview, which is really cool. So we will talk to him, like I said, about an hour from now. If you're interested in going, make sure that you're ready for that. We had just terrible news come in over the weekend, and we talked about it earlier in news that Bernie Perron had passed away. Oh, man. We just love him to death. So much fun. Throughout all the years of doing this radio show, Bernie was one of those, when we heard he was coming on the program, we'd be like, all right.
It was always the best.
All right. Yes, because that personality, I mean, come on.
He rolled with everything. Or when we'd go to the games and he is the wandering ambassador, he'd come in and give you a big hug or whatever. I mean, that is something just to be cherished.
Smiling. Constantly.
Yeah.
Smiling. And that was one of the best things, to see that big grin when he would come walking in. And we have a chance, and I want to thank him so much for coming on this morning. Another friend of ours who we've talked to for many, many years, who just lost one of his best buddies over the weekend. And we are going to welcome Mr. Joe Watson to our program this morning. Joe, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. I really look forward to it.
It's got to be so tough losing a friend of 60-plus years. And, we're so sorry. But, you guys had such a special relationship. Joe, did you guys hit it off right from the very beginning?
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened, boys. I turned pro in 1963, and I was playing for the Minneapolis Bruins, which were a farm team of the Boston Bruins. And we were going along in the season. We were having a good season. Then we lost both of our goaltenders, and they were hurt. And so we needed a goalie, so they called up Bernie, and he was playing for the Niagara Falls Flyers in the Ontario Junior League. And they called him up, and he played 2 games. We won both games. He was 18 years old, and he's playing against pro hockey players. He played incredible. I said to myself, this is going to be the next Bruins goalie. Wow. And, oh, God, that's when we met. And that's 62 years ago. It's incredible. And when I was with him Friday night. We had a function down in Delaware, University of Delaware. The Flyers had a caravan, and there was Bernie and my brother and Bob Kelly and Brad Marsh and Rowdy Cote and myself. And so we were there for two and a half hours signing autographs, and we just constantly signed and every time Bernie met somebody, he'd always show them the rings, and people got all excited. So it was really comical. And then when I got the news, I went to church Sunday morning, and I came home, and I had a call that it was very urgent. So I called him, and I found out what happened, and I just couldn't comprehend what took place. It was very hard.
Yeah.
Man,
I had a real tough day on Sunday. Holy mackerel! Because I had a lot of people call, and oh boy.
That's tough, Joe.
But we hit it off right off the bat, and he was one of my closest friends I ever played hockey with.
we're really sorry for your loss, Joe, and it hit a lot of us. And it had probably hit you harder than it hit most, but it hit us as fans, and we were sort of friends with Bernie a little bit. I'd like to think that we were. Can you share the story of Bernie going up to Smithers, British Columbia, and meeting up with your dad?
Oh boy. So anyway, after our first season, I get a phone call in July from Bernie, and he says, Joe, I said, yeah. He says, I want to come up and hunt for a bear. I said, what? A hunt for a bear? Really? And he drove 3,500 miles from Montreal. It took him 7-8 days, him and another friend, and they get up to Smithers, and I lined this up. There was a good friend of mine who was the engineer on the for the railroad, and he was a good friend of mine. And I said, Bernie Prawn's coming up here. He wants to find a bear. He wants to get a bear. And he said, okay. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll let him ride in the engine with me. That was kind of crazy, kind of like the wild, wild west, for God's sake. Yeah. So Bernie's in the, they're rolling down the railroad tracks there, and they spotted a bunch of moose, but they didn't see a bear. And then finally, about pretty well to the end of the trip, there's a bear on the tracks, and they honked the horn on the damn thing. He took off, and he was running down the tracks, and Bernie it was wild, wild west. He was shooting out of the engine, and shooting this damn thing on the shaker, and he was hitting him, but he couldn't get a shot at the heart, so he hit him about 5 or 6 times, and the poor bear, he was running a fright because the train was chasing him, and there's the guy shooting.
Oh, Jesus. It's crazy.
Yeah. And he put him down, and they stopped the engine. They picked him up, and they brought him back to Smithers. And then when he got him back to Smithers, my hometown there, they skinned him and cleared him out. And they found a bunch of lead in his shaker. He was just loaded with the lead. The poor bear, he couldn't move anymore.
Oh, did he have a bear skin rug after that?
Well, yeah, I don't know what he did with it. We skinned it out, and he drove around Smithers, my hometown, for 2 days with the damn thing in the hood of his car.
Oh, my God. Wow.
And my dad and him were together. My dad and him were very close, and so they drove around Smithers for 2 days with his hood, and he had all these dogs chasing him down the road. And he's drinking apricot brandy, and he's smoking a cigar, and they're happier than pig and poop.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
A different breed. Let me ask you. He loved his fishing boat. He loved his boat. He was always inviting people out on his boat. Do you have any memories of going out on the boat?
Yeah. I went out in the boat a couple times. Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has those stinky cigars. Jesus God, man, I can't stand cigars. He loves the cigars, and but there were a lot of stories. Oh boy.
It's one thing, Joe, as you start to review this too, and you kind of take a look over the weekend, and when the news came out and everything, and you reviewed just the raw stats. Bernie's stats are just amazing, and I totally was unaware of this, but apparently for the longest time there was a bumper sticker that was sort of standard around the area that read, "Only the Lord saved more than Bernie Parent."
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
true.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was. It really was. We had a good team too. We were a very defensive-minded team. Freddie Sherrill made us into that type of team, and so we try to protect our net area as much as we possibly could. And I remember our first year, we would have never won the cup without Bernie. We would have never. He made us save. Boston was a war. It was a bloody war. God, some games were 4 hours long. We should have been paid by the hour because they were long games and very physical games. And I remember the 6th game in Philadelphia. We knew we had to win that game. If we had to go back to Boston, it would have been very tough to win in their building. And there was 3 minutes to go in the game, and I'm sitting on the bench there, and I see this guy come down. His name was Kenny Hodge. And he's a big guy. He could shoot the puck. And Esposito makes a pass to him, and he's in the top of the circle. He lets this just rips a slap shot. And I said, no, that's in. I could see it for the bench. It's in. And Bernie just happened to flick his toe out there and just nicked it, and it missed the net. And then I knew, I said to myself, we're going to win now. They're not going to score, Bernie.
That's wild.
Wow.
Joe, I remember meeting Bernie for the first time, and I remember being nervous about it because, you know, he is this legend. And I just heard the story over and over and over again over the weekend. Like, anybody that ever met the guy, he was perhaps the greatest flyer of all time. But he just was also a great human being. He was such a kind soul. He made you feel comfortable. He made you feel at ease. I got to introduce him to my dad, which meant the world to me. Can you just talk a little bit about Bernie, the person, post-hockey?
Yeah, he cared about everybody. He really did. You know, he wanted to make sure they were fine, and he would ask them, "You doing good, well, or whatever?" You know, and he would always flip his rings out, and both of his rings. That was one of the big things he did, and but he cared about everybody. He cared, "You okay?" and everything else, and he'd always ask the guys if they were okay, how they were feeling. That was just Bernie. That was Bernie's way of making sure that they knew that he cared for them.
We would often talk to him, Joe, about the fact that I think he sort of, at least in some ways, set a bit of the benchmark for what an ambassador of the sport should be. I mean, he was, beloved, wandering around and saying hi to the fans. Did he ever have a talk with you about what that meant to him to be able to enjoy, after his playing career, to enjoy that aspect of his career?
Well, he said, people work very hard, very hard. They want to be entertained, and when they come to a hockey game, Philadelphia is a very hardworking town, and people work hard for their money, and they want to be entertained and everything else. And Bernie was an entertainer on the ice as well as off the ice, and he cared. He cared for people. He was a very caring person, and he just would ask you how you're feeling, how you doing, you okay, and so on and so forth. So that goes to show you the type of person he was.
Yeah. How is it that his accent never got any better over that many years?
Yeah, that's true. You're right. I don't know why it never got any better, because he lived down here longer than he did in Canada.
Right?
But, he never lost his accent.
It was the best. I always had a hard time. I enjoyed having a hard time understanding what he was saying from time to time.
Oh, yeah. In fact, we're going to play some audio in a bit of our, one of our most recent encounters, I should say, with him. And he was hilarious and indecipherable all at the same time. So,
you know what? When we left, we were together Friday night, and as we were leaving, and he said, "Joe, let's go to lunch next week." So we were planning on going to lunch Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, my goodness, Joe. I'm sorry to hear that. You guys got together pretty regularly, didn't you?
Well, I did for a long time, and then Bernie got married, and he wasn't available a lot because him and his wife were doing a lot of things together. But when we did see each other, we laughed and hugged one another, and because we were very close.
Yes.
Very close.
One thing to think about, Joe, and people, don't. A lot of people don't enjoy a friendship that lasts a couple of years and a lifetime. Mm-hmm. You had one that spanned, 6 decades. And I mean, that is miraculous in and of itself, besides the incredible sports achievements that you guys share together. So, you talk about a gift. Bernie was a gift to you. You were a gift to Bernie. And that's something to always consider.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was. It really was. And my dad and him were very close, too. When my dad would come down, Bernie and him would, they hung out together. They would sit in the plane when we would travel because, Mr. Snyder allowed the fathers to, when they were in the Stanley Cup Finals, the fathers to come on the plane with us. And Bernie would sit there, and Dad and myself, and we would sit there. And those days, guys were smoking and everything else. Mm-hmm. And, oh, my God. He loved those stinky cigars.
We have to find out what we have to find out what type of cigar Bernie Perron smoked, because you mentioned the stench a number of times.
Did it bother you? Were you jealous of how handsome he was? And does it bother you how handsome goalies are because they get to wear the masks all the time?
Yeah, the mask looks really good on them, doesn't it? It hides a lot when they have that mask on.
Joe, I remember reading a story when you guys won the Stanley Cup in '75 up in Buffalo. You won at home in '74, but won in Buffalo in '75, and the Stanley Cup was sitting on the plane on the flight back from Buffalo to Philadelphia, and Bernie could not take his eyes off of it for the entire flight.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He worked very hard. We all worked very hard to win the thing, you know. And then our third year, we were going for our third Stanley Cup, and we ended up playing Montreal, and we didn't have Bernie or we didn't have Rick McLeish. And I remember talking to the Montreal. I talked to Larry Robinson, their big defenseman, after the series, and he said, "Joe, we were so happy you didn't have McLeish." Especially McLeish, because McLeish used to score a goal on us every game against Kenny Dryden. And every game we lost by 1 goal, boys, except the last one. They scored an open net goal with about 10 seconds to go. But the games were so close. And we had Wayne Stevenson as our goalie because Bernie had been hurt for quite a while. And you know, Wayne Stevenson in his own right played very well for us. We just didn't score enough goals. They were so close. God almighty, I think back to those games. I remember the second game on Montreal. We lost 2-1, and we had so many great chances. In fact, Schultze scored our goal that game. And you would think with Dave Schultz going to score a goal, we're going to win this game.
Yeah.
God, your memory it's amazing.
It's astonishing.
Right?
This was 50 years ago, Joe, and you remember the score of game 2?
Yeah, I remember. Oh, God, yeah. I remember the first game of Montreal, we scored 19 seconds into the game. And Scotty Bowman, the coach of Montreal, says, we're going to put Bob Gainey and Reggie Leach, and Reggie scores 19 seconds into the game. We're off and running and everything else, and then we lost that game 4-3. Oh boy, and then 2-1, and then we lost 3-2 at home, and then 5-3 the last game. And every game was so close. And
Joe, let me ask you, because obviously Bernie's legendary ability to consume the goal and deflect everything was tremendous. But of all the players that you went up against, who would you say had his number the most? Who was his foil?
Oh, Nemes. Oh boy, there weren't many of them. There weren't many guys that scored a lot of goals on Bernie. Every once in a while he'd give up, 1 or 2 or 3 maybe, but very seldom. And I'd say Guy Lafleur was for the Canadians was a guy, and Yvonne Cornway, and Esposito in Boston, and those are the type of players that would score goals. Not that frequently, but would score in Bernie. But there weren't many guys because Bernie. Bernie, when I met Bernie in when I met him, and then he came to the Flyers in '67, he really didn't have a great year there. He wasn't an angle goalie, but the Flyers bought in a guy named Jacques Plante, who was very successful as a goalie in the National Hockey League. From Montreal, he won 6 or 7 Stanley Cups, and he bought these ropes out in the ice. And he put these ropes on the ice, and Bernie wasn't allowed to go outside those ropes. If he did, that means he didn't have the right angle. And Bernie really practiced very hard in those angles, and that's why he became such a great angle goalie because of Jacques Plante. Jacques Plante helped him tremendously.
I mean, when you stop and think, that's why, and again, reading one of the pieces about you guys and reading about Bernie, I mean, of a time when the sport was, especially brutal. You talk about 4 hours and playing and all that stuff. I mean, you're forever ingrained in the fabric of Philadelphia. And I think when you talk about the legend of Bernie Perron, and we want you around for many years as well. But I mean, you all share a unique position in the hearts of the working class and of the people of Philadelphia. And that's something that can't be taken away from you guys.
No, it's true, because we realize the type of city Philadelphia was. I didn't know where Philadelphia was when I got picked up by the Flyers in 1967, and the only thing I remember about the Flyers or Philadelphia was Johnny Callison. I was watching the All-Star game in 1964, I think it was, and he hit a home run in the 15th inning for the National League to win the game. I think it was that year, and but I didn't know much. But I realized Philadelphia, because we came to Philadelphia. We had training camp up in Quebec City, and then we came down to Philly, and we had a parade down Broad Street. Hell, there were more people in the parade, and they're watching it. And James Tate was the mayor, and he was supposed to show up at the city hall to welcome us. He doesn't even show up. So I said, "Oh, we're not going to be here very long." But we stuck it out, and I don't know if you remember that. You probably don't know this, but we lost the roof and the Spectrum in 1968. In February, there was a storm came through, and so consequently, we couldn't play any games at home, so we had to play our last 20 games on the road. And Mr. Snyder had no revenue coming in. It was a terrible situation, and he went to 5 different banks to get a loan. He needed $2 million to keep the franchise going, and 4 of them turned him down. Then he went to Gerard Trust, and there was a guy named Bill Bear who was a Harvard grad, and he played hockey, and he was a season ticket holder with the Flyers. And Ed told him what he needed, and he said, Ed, you'll have $2 million in your account tomorrow morning.
Wow.
And the rest is history. And if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be talking to you gentlemen now.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
That hadn't taken place, we wouldn't be talking about it. And Mr. Snyder made himself in from a millionaire to a billionaire, and he was a very smart, intelligent man, and what a wonderful man. Oh, my God. Well, him and Bernie will be having a good time up there. Right?
They'll go bear hunting.
Yeah. Well, Joe, thank you so much. We know it's tough losing someone as close to you as Bernie was, and this city as close as he is to the hearts of people here in Philadelphia. It's just it's a bit of a blow, but what a legacy the man leaves behind, and his ambassadorship, after being a force to be reckoned with on the ice afterwards, just sharing the love of hockey fans has just been, it was so, you're always touched by him.
Yeah.
Physically and because he'd grab you and hug you, and it's just, we're going to miss him dearly, but we appreciate.
Well, he showed he cared. He cared about everybody.
Yeah. He
cared about everybody. If he'd see a stranger on the street there and the guy doesn't look good, now Bertie would say, "You okay?" And he just cared for everybody. He really did.
Sweet man. All right, Joe, thanks for coming on this morning. Really appreciate it. And again, we're so sorry for your friend.
Thanks. My pleasure, fellas, and we'll see you around sometime. Okay.
Absolutely.
You got it. Thank you so much, Joe Watson, guys.
Yeah.
Another one of those special human beings, part of the fabric of the city. And yeah, dude, his mind is as much of a steel trap as his grip is when he shakes your hand.
Preston.
Joe Watson.
He was mentioning all that data. I forgot there was a city named Montreal.
By the way, Montreal.
Yeah.
I love the way he says that.
He nailed the stat about Johnny Callison in 1964 with a walk-off home run in the All-Star game. He was just reciting these facts about the 76 finals.
Yeah.
He got all of the scores right. I know that it was him in it, but it was still 50 years ago.
Were you fact-checking him the whole time?
I was like, well, I wasn't fact-checking him because I knew that he was right.
You just knew, but you wanted to be impressed by the fact. But that shows you how much those guys lived and breathed it.
Well, and here's what you want, man. Hopefully, in the latter and in the twilight of your life, you have some stories to share. And boy, Mr. Watson, he's got them.
Absolutely.
He and Bernie had them. Oh my God, the stuff they saw and did. I want to play a couple of clips of Bernie. The last time we had him on a program, which was at the Camp Out for Hunger. We did not know that Bernie was going to show up dressed as Santa Claus.
Yes, with his lovely wife as Mrs. Claus.
And like the outfit, the beard is falling off his face, and it was so funny. And so we asked Marissa to grab a couple of clips, and she's like, it was a mess. She's going through the audio because Bernie's just like. He's not even answering questions. He's just spouting stuff off. He was just having fun.
He was playfully ribbing me, and it was so much fun. Yeah. And something about a haircut and bald, whatever it was terrific.
All right. So also, I'll play a short one first, and it says here. The subject matter says French doing fine. I don't know what that means.
All right.
But let me play that and see what we get. It's only 6 seconds long.
Hey, as they say in French, I'm doing fine.
As they say in French, I'm doing the classic French phrase.
That's a great line. I'm doing fine. Oh my goodness. All right, and then this says him talking about Flyers fans.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Well, you know what they have? The greatest in the world hockey. Okay? Everywhere. The crowd.
Yeah, the crowd. Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
Fans.
Yeah.
We have the best fans in the world.
How about that, Flyers fans?
Yeah. By the way, I remember when I played, Joe, people threw stuff at me on the ice. I had a bad game. And
that happened frequently.
happened quite a few times. And you know what? The one guy looked just like you, man.
Preston, you're triggering Bernie Perrant.
I just threw a walnut at him.
What a shame.
Oh my God. The guy's just having a great time.
Dude.
I was actually, Nick and I were observers of said interview. We weren't a part of that because he and I were on the pirate ship getting ready for a stunt. And so we were listening, and it was cold.
It sure was. Look, you guys wrap up the interview with Bernie. But I walked out of the tent, so Casey and I could go outside, and I saw Santa arrive. I think I booked that interview with Bernie and Joe to show up and be there, and I had no idea that he was intending on showing up dressed as Santa Claus, and there he was.
Was that not the Kevin Smith day?
It was.
Kevin's like a massive hockey fan. He hung out because he's like, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to meet
Bernie Perrant. Yep. Here's another clip. This is, we were playing a game where I was reading hockey players, legitimate NHL hockey players' names, and I, found a list of very strange names, and I was trying to see if they could tell if we were making up a fake one or if they were actual hockey names. And this is me reading one called Sloppy Bobby Taylor. All right.
Sloppy Gashy Patch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it was Gashy Patch.
Sloppy Gashy Patch. Is that a real hockey player or not? That is
Bobby Taylor.
Bobby Taylor was his backup for a number of years, so he was a goalie for the Flyers, and his nickname was Chief. So he was throwing Bobby Taylor under the bus.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then we do have audio of him, I guess, referencing the Santa outfit.
Okay, here we go.
Bernie, do you own this costume, or did you rent it, or what's the story?
That guy asked a lot of questions, Joe.
He's talking about Steve. He's like, that guy asked a lot of questions.
That guy asked a lot of questions, Joe. Yeah.
I'm throwing him at you.
This is mine, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It was very nice.
He's volunteering his time. I think he's headed to...
Hey, by the way, you should see Santa Claus now. He's going around with no clothes on.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude.
He had lines ready.
Oh, my God. He's so funny. And I just loved going to a game and seeing him.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, hey, oh my God, Bernie's here.
Just smiles.
Smiles all over. I mean, just a perma grin on his face.
We asked the question when Jason Kelce retired about who the most beloved Philadelphia athlete was of all time. And Jason ranks up there for sure, but Bernie has got to be in the top 4. I mean, Bobby Clark maybe was the best Flyer of all time. It's debatable or whatever, but Bernie is the most beloved Flyer of all time.
Yeah, and I think comparing him and Jason it's a little, Bernie had decades.
Yeah.
Decades of admiration.
It's different eras.
It is, yeah. But just sad to see. And Rochelle had seen the social media post and said it out loud, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a gasp.
Man, that's exactly it.
I tell you what was amazing, though, to see in various sporting events after.
Oh, yeah.
To see Jumbotrons carrying the image because it permeated all different sports. People knew,
Oh, yeah.
his level of accomplishment.
Steve, I saw our text message blowing up as I was walking through the tailgate towards the Eagles game. And I tapped one friend who I knew was a Flyers fan, and I kind of didn't share it with anybody else. And it was just sad news to share in that moment. And then they showed it on the screen in the middle of the Eagles game, and the gasp that came out of people, like the entire link just sighed, just the same sound you guys did. It was a beautiful moment.
Was that in the first half?
It was early.
Oh my God! Because the first half of that Eagles game also was.
on top of it. Yeah.
There were some posts from like Eric Lindros and Ruben Amaro Jr. and Chris Pronger, and all of them are saying what you would expect, which is what an amazing guy, what a wonderful human being, what a just a sweet individual.
Yeah, the pantheon of revered Philadelphia athletes and personalities.
Very sad to see, but I'm glad we had Joe on, and you could hear from the emotion in his voice when he was talking about. They were going to have lunch this week, and he got broken up. So,
yeah.
Sad news in the world of Philadelphia sports and in general, but we'll always have our memories of Bernie. He was just a great guy. All right, we do have to take a break. We have more things to get to this morning. Mr. Ryan Reynolds is going to be joining us about 8:15, about a half hour from now. We're going to check in with him. There is a Q&A and a screening about John Candy, I Like Me. It's a documentary he's behind. It's at the Kimmel Center tomorrow night. He is going to be in town, and we're going to give away tickets for that in conjunction with that interview coming up in just a little bit. More people as well. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
You do have to be on your game. You can't slip up once, because if you go through a 3 or 4 sentence thing and you screw up, then you got to start from the beginning. You can't jump in again and fix the part that's wrong.
By the way, here's a text that says, "Hi, I wanted to RSVP for the ass licking party."
Polite.
Kathy, is there room left?
Stop it.
How did you beat COVID? Well, I used an unconventional treatment.
It's very unconventional.
The trick is finding a doctor willing to do it.
Casey, I think you saw the guy that's the president of that club down the shore this past summer. He had a big white truck and sat on the back.
Yeah, I eat A.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I was like, where are you going with this one?
All right. Well, that sounds like it was fun for the recipient, Kathy.
Yeah, that was super fun.
that took place.
Well, maybe you'll see them in some sort of professional function,
Much, Kathy. Well, if you guys didn't know, Kathy had the Rona. She got past it, but there are some lingering effects, and a lot of people have dealt with this lack of taste thing.
Would it be safe to say that it licked her ass?
I think it licked her ass. Now, if you don't know about that, she had texted someone that it kicked her ass and accidentally typed in licked her ass. And this wasn't a close personal friend either. It was more of a casual relationship. And
I love it.
Took it to another level. But so your sense of taste, at what point? Because listen, when you get a cold, when you get the flu, it's standard that happens, but it doesn't linger afterwards. So did this happen at the onset of symptoms, or did this happen later on?
No, so I was like a few days into having COVID, and I had congestion too. So, sometimes, like you said, like if you have congestion, you have a cold or whatever, like, taste won't be there. So that's what I kept telling myself. I was like, no, I think it's that, because there was like a little bit still there. So I'm like, maybe it's just the congestion, like normal, and I'm not really losing my taste. No. And then flash forward, now we're a few weeks in, and I would say my taste is like 0 to 10%. I don't know. Maybe today I'll see.
Yeah.
I thought maybe at one point it was coming back. I had yellow mustard. I told you guys this, but I don't know if it was like whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
You don't know if it was like the spices in the mustard,
right,
that,
exactly.
as opposed to its actual flavor.
Yeah.
It's nothing you would be able to compare it to in life. I mean, it's such
so
a unique
weird.
thing to have happen.
Yeah.
And so for the most part, people have what they call the long Rona. Still, even they eventually get their taste back, but it can be a while.
God,
I've seen stories of people that have gone like a year without having taste. My grandmother, this was a long time ago, went years a loss of taste.
Is that right? What caused
then
it?
It just came back.
Right.
I don't know. We never found out.
And now she's a food critic.
No, she's dead.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, she couldn't taste anything, and then it just came back around one day.
what's weird here, and not to sound too alarming here, but there is something cerebral going on there, which is like a little bit scary, don't you think?
So I heard a doctor talk about it and why, and it all stems from the nose and like the blood vessels that are in the nose.
The nose.
And again, I just watched like a quick video, so hopefully that's accurate. But that's what he was saying, and like my sense of smell, I think I have a little bit of it. Like I would say maybe like 25%. Like if I stick my nose in something, I might be able to identify.
Well, they go
it.
hand in hand.
Yeah.
I mean, so your olfactory senses inform your taste to some degree.
Ooh.
I don't know what the percentage is.
Hey, if you were going to lick someone's ass, now is the
Yeah.
time to do it.
No,
do it, Kathy.
I
It's the time to do it.
We can give away mixed martial arts
do it.
tickets.
Yeah. All right, so what we've decided to do, and actually it was Kathy's idea, we're going to do a taste test this morning of some various things and see if she can identify. Now, they have various consistencies to them, so that might be a clue into what you might be tasting. Right. But nonetheless, we want to see if you can identify. And some of these things are very strong flavors. We're not throwing anything.
All right.
You're not going to taste anything effed up. We're not
like
doing
toilet water.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
You wouldn't
It's
know
all
what that tastes
legit.
like anyway.
It's all edible, and
or
you'll
like,
be fine.
Is there a
foot
chance?
shavings?
Yeah,
None
foot
of
shavings.
that.
No,
nothing
Is there a
gross.
chance that this might, because of the wide variety to her palate, is it possible this might kickstart your taste back up?
Ooh.
Possibly?
Listen, I also read a lot about that. People trying to do that using like pepper, and there was another thing where if you like burn an
orange.
peel,
Carter told me about it yesterday. He's like, "Ooh, there's this thing," and I saw it, and I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "He goes, hang on." He looks at me, and goes, "Oh, it's not real. Never mind."
Not real.
Yeah,
like people were trying it, but there's no scientific evidence that it works.
All right.
Hang on, let me go to Steve real quick. Steve lost his taste. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right, buddy. So, did you have Corona?
Yes, last year.
Okay, and how long has it been since you've been able to taste anything?
Over 400 days.
400 days.
Now, Steve, let me ask you a question because you're not necessarily eating for taste anymore. Have you lost?
I am anger eating.
Yeah,
Anger eating.
All right, so have you lost any weight as a result, or nothing's changed?
You know what? Everybody says, "Oh, you must have lost so much weight." I lost some in the beginning. I lost a lot. But I have, as time goes on, I'm just anger eating. I'll buy Reese's Cups and I'll be like, damn it, I'm going to taste these Reese's Cups. And I don't.
Steve, do you feel, and you're like constantly searching for it, right? Like you constantly, you're like, okay, let me try this. Maybe there'll be a little bit there.
Yeah, and the only thing is I have had twinges of, like if somebody has like a lemon cookie or a lemon cupcake, I might get like the taste of lemon with the first bite, and then everything it's gone. Like there's just nothing.
Steve, so this would not affect though your hunger, right? Hunger is.
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah,
of course not.
Yeah,
that's the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You still have to eat. You just have no joy in any of it. I'm like I always say it's like Captain Barbossa in Pirates of the Caribbean. They just want to watch Keira Knightley eat because they have no joy.
Right. They can't experience. Well, but look. I mean, statistically, it you should get a return, and there's no guarantee it's going to be anytime soon. But man, my heart goes out to you.
I've tried the other things. Like my wife has been getting me to try this smell therapy where you smell coffee grinds, you smell oranges, you smell.
But they say that takes like years to actually kick in and work because it's supposed to be like based on your memory.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then I eat things because like pizza. I know what pizza tastes like,
right?
So I eat it. But like now I'm more concerned with like texture. So I'll eat things that like I always want nachos because nachos have crunch, they have sauce, they have But December 9th, 2020 was my my last day.
All right, man.
Steve, were you vaccinated?
Yeah, and boosted.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was all after.
I know there's connections to any of this stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel for you. Hang in there. Hopefully it'll come back around.
Preston, what about you, man?
If I lost my sense of taste,
forget it.
I would be so upset.
It's so weird.
I find so much joy in eating.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess wouldn't you switch to a healthier eating habit?
Well,
if you don't
I'm pretty healthy. You're pretty healthy too.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going crazy.
Right.
But like,
so
why
I
eat
eat
ice
very
cream?
healthy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
The little,
because of the texture,
little treats.
Yeah, but it's the texture. Like Steve said, you're constantly searching for something. So like, you could sit there and eat healthy, but it's like you like. So for me, melted cheese, that texture.
Does that give you pleasure?
Yes.
Okay.
So
right now,
it's like-
because I can't taste anything.
like zero sugar ice cream. And stuff like
can't you
that,
find something that like is
will approximate it?
that
the
approximates the texture and that is not
Putty?
loaded with.
Case you could.
Yeah.
Those are great putty.
Amy said she did the orange trick and it worked.
All right.
Oh, well, if this is the case, then we need to do this after the contest.
We'll try.
Get an orange.
I would love to go to these calls, but listen, I want to go through this and see if she can identify these things or not. So let's give this a try. We're going to be drinking things, by the way. We're not going to be eating.
Oh my God, she's lost her sense of
dead.
balance.
She can't stand up. You okay?
Tripped over her own headphones.
I had to move, and I tripped over my headphones.
Okay.
Oh, the headphones.
So we have all grabbed some things from our cabinets and refrigerators and brought them in. And, I have the sheet here. Don't look over here.
Yeah, don't look.
She's not wearing her glasses.
She's getting blindfolded. She's blind and no taste.
And Marissa, are we putting the mask on her or no?
We're putting because
it covers up her nose.
Exactly.
So we have a
But
full.
I do want to try to smell it afterwards if I
mask.
can't taste it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we'll figure this out.
This is a legitimate. Should we be wearing goggles and lab coats?
So here's what we'll do. Marissa has put all these in numbered cups, little shot glasses, and Kathy's going to sip it, and we'll just have her guess. And I've got the list here, and then I'll reveal what it is, and we'll see if she gets anywhere near it.
The password is.
Yeah.
So do you want me to put these goggles on?
Do you want to eliminate the smell as well fully?
I mean, listen, I can sip it. If you hand me, I can sip it without smelling, and because I want to see if my sense of smell is there or not afterwards.
All right, let's leave him off as long as it doesn't tip you off. So, Marissa, give her number one. We'll start with us. We can go in order. This is a good
Marissa, I don't know where you are.
order that we have, and she'll
Okay.
she'll put it in your hand. Okay.
And I can smell it.
Do you know where your mouth is?
Shut up. All right, are you guys ready?
Yeah, take a sip.
Don't smell.
All right.
And see
I'm
what
not
you
going to
think.
smell.
You can shoot the whole thing.
Don't smell.
Probably don't drink the whole thing. You need to save some room. Okay, so you getting any sensation?
Something. It's like, yeah, it's not water.
Okay, not water.
It's I want to say like a I want to say sauce, but it's not that thick, so it's not a sauce. But that's what I'm getting. Like I would something like a pasta sauce or something.
Pasta sauce. So she's guessing pasta sauce.
Okay, and what is it, Preston?
It's a sauce.
Wait. Let me smell it. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, she just spilled it on her sweater. She just spilled it on the carpet.
Mackle farts.
You picked the wrong one to spill, too.
Yeah, you did. That's going to stain.
All right, get her sweater quickly. Kathy, take your top off quickly.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. You're legitimately handicapped.
I have to touch the boob.
Marissa, let me clean her.
By the way, go on YouTube now if you ever wanted to see Marissa feel up Kathy.
Oh, my God, dude. Now go a little slowly.
I almost have it out.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Preston, can you smell it on that side of the console?
No, not from where I'm sitting now.
Because I absolutely can, and the smell is very distinct.
Can I guess now?
Yeah, what is it?
Smell Is it hot sauce?
No, it is not. Kathy, that is soy sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's way off. Not even clear.
And by the way, she took a sip. Like most people would go, "Whoa!"
Yeah, it's soy sauce is very strong. It's very, very salty.
All right, wait.
And you could only handle a little bit of that straight, but she shot quite a bit of it. Yes.
All right, I can't see, so I don't want to spill it again. Marissa, where's my water?
A little bit.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God!
I need a piece of water.
Helen Keller had it
Okay.
together.
Let's go with number two. Don't spill this one either.
You can do it.
There's the microphone is right in front of you, so don't hit it. All right.
Don't tip it or tilt it.
Take a sip of this and see what you think. All right. So, by the way, Kathy's lost her sense of taste. Let's see. We're testing this out on her, and if you're just tuning in, that's what we're doing.
All right.
A little thicker, isn't it?
Thicker and sweet.
Okay.
Oh, so sweet you could determine.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I honestly don't know what it is. I know it's sweet, and by the texture, I'm gonna say maybe like you put it. What the hell is it called?
Chick Jill?
The chocolate that you put on ice cream, like a
Hershey's?
Like a chocolate syrup?
Yeah, like a chocolate syrup.
She got it right.
Whoa!
Kathy, lucky you that one of the things you can taste is chocolate syrup.
Honestly, if you're going to lose anything, and keep one thing, keep your ability to taste chocolate.
Did the texture help with that?
Yeah, I think. Well, that's why I think I was able to get it.
But you definitely picked up on sweet, and you know why you probably could? Because you just had really, really salty before that.
Right before it.
Okay, let's go with number three and try this one out. A shot of this one. Yep.
Jinx.
All right. We'll sip of this one. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Like this one. Strong reaction from this.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Wow. So a big reaction.
Like it definitely triggered something.
Like prom night?
No, like some sort of taste buds in my mouth, but I have no idea.
Just describe. So
What it is.
sweet, savory. What is the reaction?
No, like vinegar, maybe.
She's right. Yeah.
But here's the thing,
It doesn't taste like vinegar?
No, it's the guess is the way.
So
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Other deals might sound bigger, but quality matters. Save now at Pella with 40% off installation or 0% APR for 24 months. PellaPhilly.com. Well, tiger handler Ryan Easley was fatally mauled in an accident involving a tiger he cared for at an Oklahoma preserve. The attack occurred Saturday at Growler Pines Tiger Preserve.
Was he looking to break up the act?
I don't know. The preserve said on Facebook, this tragedy is a painful reminder both of the beauty and unpredictability of the natural world. Ryan understood those risks not out of recklessness, but out of love. The animals under his care were not just animals to him, but beings he formed a connection with, one rooted in aspect, daily care, and love. The preservation remembered him as a passionate advocate for wildlife conservation who especially loves big cats and dedicated his life to the care of animals.
This guy literally thinks I love him.
His courage, compassion, and unwavering commitment to wildlife will never be forgotten. The center has canceled all tours and animal encounters until further notice. The preserve is a private facility where people can book guided tours to meet tigers and see demonstrators on how they're trained and care for. I mean, I immediately thought of Tiger King, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because this is in Oklahoma as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, it sounds all nice. I know nothing about what this facility really is.
And what were the rules about what you needed to know to be a tiger handler in this facility?
In a statement on Sunday, the animal...
Have you ever seen a tiger? Yeah, you're in.
PETA said that it's never safe for humans to interact directly with apex predators. The organization called for wild animal exhibitors to get out of the business now and send these animals to accredited sanctuaries where they can...
Dude, from my vantage point, you're a London broil in jorts.
Where they can finally live in peace. The mayonnaise brand Hellmann's is offering to help a Spanish cafe owner repair his restaurant after a customer allegedly started a fire, all because he didn't get mayonnaise with his order. According to a statement from Cafeteria Las Postas in Sevilla, a man attacked the restaurant, resulting in thousands of dollars worth of damage. The Instagram post said, this afternoon we suffered an attack with a customer who was passing through a cafe, asked us for a couple of packets of mayonnaise for his sandwich. And employees allegedly told the man that they did not have any mayonnaise. He then left, went to a nearby gas station to buy a container of gasoline. When he returned to the cafe, he asked for condiments again. After being told that they didn't have any to give him, he doused the counter with fuel and set it on fire. Footage shared to the restaurant's social media page showed customers and employees running for cover as the blaze began just before someone pulls out an extinguisher from behind the counter to put it out. Caballero told the outlet that the fire caused damages that would have cost him between $8,000 and $12,000. He said, fortunately, none of our clients, including young children and elderly, have suffered major damage, only material things that are replaceable. The incident caught the attention of local media, and Hellmann's in Spain even chimed in.
That's pretty wild.
Offering in an Instagram post to pay for the damages.
It's my understanding that Charles Manson was set off because he ordered Hellmann's and received Miracle Whip instead.
They wrote
and went nuts.
That's understandable, though.
Yeah.
He wrote, the Hellmann's wrote, we're sorry that we weren't there, and from now on, you can count on us. Let us take care of the repairs and make sure your sandwiches never run out of mayonnaise again.
It's a good PR move.
Bystanders who witnessed the incident quickly stepped in and helped detain the arsonist before police arrived. He sustained several burns and was later arrested.
Have you ever torched a place that ran out of a condiment you liked?
Not that I remember, but I wouldn't say I won't ever do that, you know? All right, so train lines in England sometimes leaves cause significant annual delays. It's called leaves on the line. Every autumn for the past 25 years, Network Rail has sought to remedy this by sending out a fleet of specialist trains to clear the tracks with high-pressure water jets. And now the public have voted to name one of the specialist trains. The short list included Leaf Fall Weapon, Pulp Friction, and the Autumn Avenger. But the winner ended up being the name Control-Alt-Delete.
I love it. Yeah.
Which I thought was great. The specialist trains, known as multipurpose vehicle trains, are capable of laying a sticky solution laced with sand to help train wheels grip the metal track.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Dunn, a rail historian and writer, helped judge the naming competition. He said the issue of leaves on the line has become a trope of British railways, but it's actually affecting railways across the world. More than 1,300 people voted, with other suggestions including Buster Grimes, Brittany Clears, and Itsy Bitsy Yellow Ant Leaf Machinery. Anti-leaf machine or something like that. The trains are indeed yellow, but also huge. Leafy McLeafface and Trainy McTrainface were proposed, but Mr. Dunn did not allow them because that's been done already.
It's been done. Agreed. Good call.
Control-Alt-Delete won 50% of the vote. All
That's creative.
One last story. And let's end with this one. Yeah, so Porto Alegre's skyline became the stage for one of skateboarding's most audacious live marketing projects, and it was called the Red Bull Building Drop. The Centro Administrativo Fernando Ferrari, a 21-story, 278-foot tall modernist landmark that locals had long imagined as a natural skate ramp, was temporarily transformed into exactly that, the world's tallest skateboard ramp. So it's a building that has a curved edge to it, okay?
Jesus.
And the building's curved facade became the site of a feat previously confined to imagination. At the center of it all was Sandro Menahirino Diaz, a 6-time world champion in vert skateboarding.
We're looking at it.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And one of Brazil's most decorated athletes in the sport. At 50 years old, he tested his skills against a steep descent, beginning with controlled drops from lower and immediate platforms for preparing for a full run down the facade. Down the side of the building.
I can do this.
The slope allows for descents of up to 90 miles an hour on that thing.
I'm insane. I'll do it.
Unlike other Red Bull spectacles, the building drop was staged without a live audience. No stands, no ticket sales, just cameras on the ground and drones in the air. It's pretty badass.
That shows they're concerned when they won't allow an audience to watch.
Yeah, in case this guy dies.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. All right, and there you go. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. A lot on our plate today. In about 10 minutes, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in a moment. Mr. Ryan Reynolds will be joining us live talking about the documentary John Candy, I Like Me. It is going to premiere on Amazon October 10th. He is going to be in town tomorrow at the Kimmel Center for a Q&A session and a screening of it. So I have a pair of tickets for an advanced screening for this event tomorrow at the Kimmel Center, and Ryan Reynolds will actually be there. So we'll take call number 18-610-660-9333. Tickets are on sale now at ensembleartsphilly.com. And let's get you there. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You probably got a little tangy, sensation like you would on your tongue, like mouth watering a little bit from.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But here's the thing: I'm smelling it, and I can't smell it either.
It was white wine vinegar.
But I could. Where's that? Is the hot sauce still? I mean, the FUD, the
chocolate
sauce.
The FUD.
What about? I think she was gonna say fudge.
Like
the FUD.
So that I can smell. I can smell the hot sauce, but I can't smell that vinegar.
That's not hot sauce. It's chocolate sauce.
It's
chocolate sauce.
That's what you would put on a chocolate FUD sundae.
Let's do the next one. We got to move through these. All right. So number 4, Marissa, if you would please. So she's gotten 2 out of 3 so far.
That's not bad.
But it was kind of guessing. And not going, yeah, that is this.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's a combination of cues that are helping her get to the answer.
All right, Kathy. This is another one.
All right.
This one's kind of thick too.
Pondering.
I don't want any more of it, whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Does it?
Yeah, I think so.
You know.
Okay, I have no idea what it is.
Do you ever watch Dr. Pimple Popper? No.
Oh my God! Stop it, Steve! Don't do that to me. Can I smell it?
Yeah.
Try it that way?
Okay. So you don't have a guess.
Oh no.
But smelling it?
No smell.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. It's ranch dressing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Hidden Valley ranch dressing. The goat of ranch dressing.
And by the way, you guys know my sense of smell and taste, like
incredibly acute.
Normally, I would have been. I could do this in 2 seconds. All of it.
You were able to discern between water.
Yeah,
types of water.
Different water. Seriously.
All right, next sample. This is number 5. Go ahead whenever you're ready. And this one this is very identifiable.
Okay, there's a little sweetness to this again.
Okay.
Maybe like I want to say a juice.
A juice.
Like apple juice?
Like apple juice.
She got it right.
Oh! Well, you might.
And here's the thing. I'm smelling it too. I can smell the apple juice. I mean, is it safe to say that I can, the sweet stuff,
You're picking up on sweet.
You're rocking
more so
sweet.
than anything else. Yes. And you know what? A text came in. It says sweet is the last taste to be lost even with aging. Like that's the one that we hang on to the most.
Okay.
Don't know if there's any validity to that or not.
Well,
but
this has nothing to do with aging.
That's why old people love pudding.
Yeah. All right, here's the next one. This is mystery drink number 6.
Mystery drink number 6.
She's grimacing.
I know this one.
What is it?
I can taste it. Is it pickle juice?
You got it.
Wow. Kathy, so that is not sweet, unless it is sweet pickles.
No, I don't know.
And you don't like pickles, do you?
No, I love pickles.
All right. Well, good for you.
So,
See, we're finding things that you'll be able to eat and taste. That's
Kathy,
great.
that's awesome.
So chocolate and pickles.
We're curing her. You're pregnant. No, we're Preston, you're legitimately curing her.
We're getting somewhere.
We should set up an institute.
If you've had the taste issue, you should do this type of thing at home as well. You might find 1 or 2 things that stands out.
By the way, Kathy, though you can't see it, I'm wearing protective goggles.
Hey,
I had to take mine off.
You know what? And also the caller that we had earlier, though, Kathy, had said that he could taste lemon for a moment.
Yes.
And then as he continued to eat, it would go away. So this is something you'll have to test with.
Why don't you forget the moose?
Oh, for a moment.
For a moment.
I got it.
Yeah, that
with
happened.
pickles.
That happened to my mom. She lost her taste for a really long time, and the same thing. She said it came back. She would eat, and she'd get it at the beginning of the meal, and then by like mid-meal, she couldn't taste anything.
So eat quickly.
Here's the next one for you. Let's try this. This is number 7. We have 15 of these, by the way.
All right. Not a clue.
Looks like she doesn't really like the way it tastes. Or are you just
I'm not like a
perplexed by it?
huge fan. I think it might be on the sweeter side, but it's not as sweet as that chocolate sauce.
Okay.
Like a pudding?
Pudding. No, it is not a pudding.
Let me smell it. Hold on.
Okay.
What kind of pudding are you drinking?
Puddings.
I smell something, but I can't. I would say pudding again.
No, it is maple syrup.
Which would be something very sweet.
Mrs. Butterworth.
Not like pudding.
No.
Is it Miss or Mrs.? She married?
I think it's Mrs. Butterworth.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
She's spoken for.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Mr. Butterworth is an accountant.
Here's the next one. This is number 8. We're at the pretty much the halfway point now. Let's see if you can identify this. No reaction facially. I thought for sure I would see a facial reaction from this one.
Well, I mean, you should.
I'm going in again.
All right, this
drink
is
all of it.
It's a popular paint remover.
She shouldn't be able to say, I'm going to go again on this. No, I don't think so. Wow.
What do you think?
Wow.
I like it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Wait, look.
Preston, so we don't know. Preston has the answers.
All right, she doesn't know, so you can take a sniff and now guess after smelling it. What is it?
Is it lemon?
It is lemon juice. It's straight up lemon juice. Normally, if one is drinking straight squeezed lemon juice, you'd be puckering up and going,
Kathy, you didn't do any of that.
Not even a win.
So that can't, Preston.
So she got that wrong. She could smell it, but she couldn't taste it.
That raises the question, that reflex.
Yes.
What causes that reflex?
It's a good question.
Well, let me ask. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to try something. We're going to do a scientific experiment here. I'm going to drink this lemon juice, but I'm going to hold my nose.
Now, we've never met.
We've
correct?
never, well, we have met many times, But I'm going to hold my nose so that way the smell part does it.
That's the way to do it.
It's still sour.
Like you made the face?
But your taste is intact.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if like any of that stuff was...
Kathy drank it and there was no puckering, no pursing whatsoever.
Like even with her drinking that and I knowing what it is caused my mouth to salivate a little bit.
Yes.
Because that's what I'm
a little engorged.
Your mouth will do. Well, that's great. All right, so here's... Okay, this will be interesting.
Oh, boy.
This is our only solid of the day.
Oh, God.
All right, Kathy, go ahead.
So wait, do I have to like...
Just stick your tongue in there.
Yeah.
Stick your tongue in there.
Stick it in.
Stick it deep in there.
Ew. Wait, I don't like that.
I'll give you a hint. It's not sand.
Yeah, like that. It's gristly.
Yeah.
Move your tongue around.
I have no friggin' idea.
No idea. Smell it.
I feel like it's probably a spice or something, but I have no idea.
But it should be very recognizable by taste, no question. Nothing when you smell it?
I'm trying.
She's not getting it. And she's inhaling deeply.
You would know this in a
It's
heartbeat.
cinnamon.
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 Oh,
It's just
God.
straight up cinnamon.
No.
Yeah, nothing. Even after you know, it doesn't you don't recognize it.
Not that one.
Okay.
The more you know.
If you're tuning in, Kathy lost her taste, and we're testing her on that. Let's do number 10, if you will, please. And we're back to liquids now.
Okay.
Let's have a little sipperoonie and see what you get from that.
Is it alcohol?
Like rubbing alcohol, yeah.
No. That's all I
She's
get.
saying
it
alcohol.
doesn't taste anything, but I feel like maybe is
Like vodka?
Like a vodka
Yeah.
or something like that.
Do you get a burn from it, or
Yeah, like a little burn.
Down your throat?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's why, because it's alcohol. It's vodka. So she can taste that it's alcohol, and I get that, because as you... Outside of the taste in your mouth, once it goes down your throat, you get this warmness, this heat.
Right.
So,
Marissa, can I taste that one just to?
Hey, Kath, a question for you then, because I know you like to drink wine and you're pretty particular about your wines. Will you just go buy the cheapest ones possible now?
Well, no, what's funny is, because they'll probably give me a headache.
Yeah.
I was at my brother's house, and, he knows what I like to drink, and he didn't have it. And I go, what is this? He goes, it doesn't matter. Just drink it. You'll be fine.
Thunderbird.
When friends drop by who can't taste anything, give them the cheapest crap you've got in the house. That's why I reach for the Thunderbird.
James Mason approved. All right, here's the next one. This is number 11. You should get something from this.
11!
Let's see. Ooh,
There's a reaction.
Got a real
scowl.
back.
She actually did De Niro there for a second.
Yeah.
You talking to me?
Whatever it is, I'm not a fan.
Not so much.
Interesting that there are bad tastes that work through.
Nick, it's not a bad taste. It's like that vinegar feeling again. Like if you were-
Okay.
So I have no idea.
That makes sense for this. Do you want to smell it?
Smell
I
it.
smell it.
You can smell it.
Smell it.
Do you smell something?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's doing De Niro again.
I don't like this. I don't know what it is. I don't like it.
It's Worcestershire sauce.
And you know what? I don't put that on anything. So
Okay. Not even in Bloody Marys? Well, it's already in Bloody Marys.
no,
usually,
I'm
so.
not a Bloody Mary fan.
Okay. All right. So no dice on Worcestershire. We've got 4 more to go.
4 more.
Here is number 12.
You've had a pretty decent degree of success, Kathy. At least your ability.
Well, the vodka one, I'm kind of only half giving to her because she couldn't identify it. You should be able to tell that it was vodka.
All right, a big scowl on this one. We don't. Preston's the only one who knows what this is. Preston and Marissa. So we're guessing along.
This gave the puckering again. I don't know what it is, but again, it's like triggering something in my mouth.
Take a smell. Take a sniff. You don't know. You can't taste it.
Vinegar.
Okay.
Wow.
But it's a very specific kind of vinegar.
Yeah, the kind that smells like feet.
Okay. It is apple cider vinegar.
It'll cure everything.
Does a shot of that every day, right?
That's what they say.
I should get my taste back after that.
Yes.
Right.
Right. All right, we have 3 more. This is mystery taste number 13. And let's see how you do on this one.
My stomach's going to be great after this.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Fortunately, you're just taking little baby sips, so.
You're going to be farting clouds.
All right.
So you get a reaction.
Spending some time with this one.
Okay. Not as much as a scowl from the Worcestershire. All right, so she's feeling it.
There's like something in it, some peppers or something.
Would you say Thunderbird?
It was like there was substance to it. There's particles in there.
Particles.
I don't know what it is, but it's making my mouth burn a little bit. It has
All right.
a little kick to it.
Burn a little bit. All right, so but you don't know.
Can I smell it?
Sure.
Can I?
What do you think? What do you think, Ed?
Can I?
I don't know. I want to say like
Good.
pickled something again.
Pickled something.
It's hot sauce.
Straight up hot sauce.
Yeah, it's
What's the
Mr.
title of it?
Mr. Deck's hot sauce.
This is I'm the marketing director of this company.
Yeah, the name this particular flavor is called Butt Blaster.
Oh, really?
They're out of
Seriously?
they're out of Newport Beach, California.
I like that.
So
All
it's
right.
very, it's a like a
Powerful.
very hot.
Yeah.
Who brought that?
I did. I'm seriously the marketing director of this company.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I brought it in.
Did you come up with the name Butt Blaster?
It was a collaborative effort, so yes.
Who's Mr. Dex?
A college friend.
Thank you very much, Marissa. Our next guest is on to talk about a documentary which he is a producer of. It's called John Candy, I Like Me. It's directed by Colin Hanks.
Yeah, it's terrific.
We got an advanced screening of it last night. Just phenomenal. And John Candy, I'm going to rattle off a couple titles here before we welcome our guest. SCTV, Blues Brothers, National Lampoon's Vacation, Splash, Summer Rental, Armed and Dangerous, Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, of course, the Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, Home Alone, JFK, Cool Runnings. These are just a few that I picked out.
You could just do SCTV. You would have enough.
That would be enough. And we are very happy to welcome our next guest, coming to us from a lovely ski chalet, it looks like. I can't really tell. But, gang, it's Ryan Reynolds.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Yeah. Very nice to chat with you. It's been a long time. One of my first press tours I ever did for a movie called National Lampoon's Van Wilder. I was over there in your lovely studio, and I know you guys have been incredible supporters of Rob over the years. Because God, he needs the support. All the struggles,
which are plenty. Let me just get this out of the way, Ryan. This as a massive, and we're all massive John Candy fans. But this is such a wonderful movie in that, a lot of times these will be predicated on a lot of tumult and a lot of controversy. And this just goes to confirm what a wonderful, special, unique talent John Candy was, and lovingly done so. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Look, I think, like, culturally speaking, right now, it feels like the more we can kind of create anything. I mean, this is what sports do so well. I know that Lurie over there in Philadelphia understands this, that sort of collective, effervescent feeling of togetherness, when you're in a stadium or when you're in a theater, something like that. This is the movie is exactly that. John, you're not going to get you're going to get all the joy that we loved with John Candy. It's not going to be a visual, sandpaper colonoscopy. It's meant to, they even say it in the trailer, when you see this man, you cannot help but smile.
Yeah.
And he's the same guy off screen.
The start of the documentary, and there's an art obviously to documentaries. They're amazing. I love them. And a lot of times there will be a quick review of the person's life, and then they dive into, let's begin from the beginning. It goes on. This opens differently. It's not to give too much away. There's this cold open with Bill Murray, which is fantastic. But then they dive into a look at John's career through the words of Dan Aykroyd. And I'm telling you, Ryan, I was crying my eyes out. The first 6.5 minutes of this film it just hits you right in the chest. Had you heard that eulogy that Dan had given before this movie project?
Yeah, yes.
It's incredible.
I was shocked, actually. I'd only heard it once we decided to do the project, but it's been 8 years I've been trying to do this. And I heard it, and first off, I was struck by how profoundly beautiful a writer Dan Aykroyd is. Mm-hmm. And then I couldn't track him down. You could do an entire documentary, by the way, on making this documentary.
Yeah.
Things I did to get Bill Murray to sit down, I'm not proud of. Dan Aykroyd took me 2 months to finally get a hold of him. I'd been doing a Dan Aykroyd impression of the eulogy in the movie in early cuts.
Yeah.
When I did finally get a hold of him, he was like, I'll tell you what, kid, you come up here, you have dinner with me. We're going to you spend the night. The next morning, we'll do the interview, and you get the heck out. He didn't say heck. Okay, good. Okay, that's a deal. I can't wait. And it was such an adventure to sit 3 feet from these guys that I studied. They were my university. All of them. I watched them. I used to record the Ghostbusters movie, and I would watch it back and forth, trying to do the lines as fast as Dan Aykroyd. It was, so to sit with them was really, for me, was incredibly special.
One of the great memories, by the way, just on I happened to be at 30 Rock when Dan Aykroyd was. I lied and said I was in college at the time and got up and got to interview John Belushi and Aykroyd, and he was ripping through Bassomatic. One of the amazing moments. But I want to go back to people who are who are fans of John Candy. What you do also get is a whole collection of great clips, and SCTV was seismic in my life and in many people's lives. And if you look at the collective of talent that existed in Canada at that time, Dan Aykroyd, Andrea Martin, Catherine O'Hara, Joe Flaherty, Rick Moranis, Harold Ramis, Eugene Levy, and still John Candy managed to break from that pack. That's how good he was. And then also to see some of the clips of the characters that he played, Johnny LaRue, Dr. Tongue, the skit Yellow Belly, and there's one that I had to go back. It made me go back and look at some other footage, Ryan, when he did the Babe Ruth story where the kid asked for 1 home run, 2 home runs, and is asking him to eat a basket of hot dogs and spin around.
Well, steak.
But the show was so brilliantly dark and ahead of its time, and I often point this out. It was able to lampoon SNL, and I assume you as a Canadian and just in general, there's got to be a sense of pride for all this amazing talent, and then that he was born in that. Do you think, what is it uniquely about Canada that generates
That's a good question.
Comedic capability like that?
Oh, look, we're never going to match the military might of the United States. Our military is 3 pylons and just a spackling of sarcasm. That is literally our military force. So, I think we laugh at ourselves. We kind of have an ability to kind of, make jokes at our own expense. But, John was unique in that he never made weight jokes. He really didn't. He had a real pride in who he was and who he'd become and what he'd done to get there. And, you hear that in Dan Aykroyd's eulogy, which is, that's unbelievable. And there's testaments to John in everything I do. In every Deadpool movie, there's a John Candy Easter egg somewhere. I'm reading Canadian Mounted, the book.
Yes.
It's always in there somewhere, and he's kind of imbued in me because he was a good person off screen as well, and he was a good person when nobody was watching, which is, I think, very important nowadays because we live in a society that's incredibly curated and cultivated, and we see nothing but perfection on social media and that kind of stuff. And I love watching SCTV because there's sketches that suck. They suck, and it's okay to suck. That's how you get good. You suck until you're finally great. And that's what they got to do that, but they did it on stage. Mm-hmm. And that's like something you just don't see anymore. And it was really, I thought, really incredible.
You mentioned the weight thing, and I was kind of blown away by how casually cruel interviewers were with him. And, here's a guy who was just completely likable, and they were flippantly casting off these weight jokes, and I did not know that he was getting hurt by those, and that in Stripes, the mud wrestling scene, for example, was something he was not a fan of, and not that he would ever be so, nasty to rebuff someone who was doing that, but it was a side I was unaware of until this documentary.
No, he really didn't, it was hard for him. It was also just people, people now do it, in a different way, right? I mean, you can people are keyboard warriors. You can kind of say anything you want, anyhow you want, and, you can do it with impunity. Back then it was the only kind of means to do that would have been in an interview, and they would do it. They would make a weight joke. Look, there was stuff I cut out. I'm not a journalist, so I don't, there were big, famous people who, journalists who took shots at him that were just like, wow, you just can't, and they themselves have changed now. I even talked to one where who I know is, this person's changed a ton over the years. And, there's a kind of feeling that like, it's okay to take a shot at the big guy. And I sort of understand it. Cause like when I was back in high school, I might've made a joke like that. To someone, or but I learned quite quickly. My brother was a big guy, and I saw what it did did to himself. And the big guy, you take a shot at the big guy and everybody feels like it's okay because they can walk around with impunity. They're big. You can't hurt them. You can't knock them down. It's the big guy generally that's the one that doesn't fight, doesn't know how to fight, that doesn't want to fight. And I remember every single fist fight I was in as a kid was in defense of my older brother. And, and I felt a bit of John, a connection from my brother. I can draw an invisible line from from my brother to John Candy. And my brother has a great sense of humor, which is a coping mechanism. And I think that's sort of what we're seeing with John a little bit as well. And that was what made the subject matter so interesting to me, because he was just a really beautiful man who wanted to kind of leave each room a little bit better than when he got there. And he left us way too damn soon. I mean,
Ryan,
43.
The refrain seems to be from anybody and everybody that's in the documentary. Just what you said. He's a sweet guy. He was a genuine person, the person you want him to be. And that's not surprising. Although we can be wrong as people who enjoy entertainers. You get this impression that they're one thing, they turn out to be another. I'm not surprised with him. He came off that way genuinely. But what I am surprised at is his level of success in an industry that chews up and spits out nice guys, and how he was able to get past that and go on and be what he became. Do you have any take on that?
Yeah, I would never, conflate kind with weak.
Yeah.
John, sat in his skin, and you couldn't, he had very strong opinions. He was a guy but you don't need to be, there's a book I remember reading a long time ago. You don't need to be a D to get ahead in life.
Yeah.
You actually can kind of, navigate waters, even as choppy as Hollywood, and still maintain some sense of soul and integrity and purpose and kindness, all those things. And they matter. You know what? Nobody in my business lasts as long as they do if you're an ass.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. Rob Mack is a great example because Rob is kind, a good guy. You don't have a show on the air for 18 freaking seasons.
Yeah. Right?
If you're mercurial, or even you have to be an even keeled leader. And I think John embodied a lot of those traits. You can't find a person who had a terrible time working with him, except one, as Bill Murray beautifully lays out in the documentary, which is something that I love, because I couldn't, getting Bill Murray to do the doc was his outgoing machine was a Greek shipping company. I just got to roll the dice here and assume it's him. It was.
He was palpably, moved, and to see that was right at the beginning is something amazing. To the topic we were just discussing, the movie is replete with all sorts of luminaries, from Mel Brooks to. Yeah, and Conan O'Brien had one of the most insightful things. He says the entertainment business is unhealthy for people pleasers. He makes that point, and makes that point to John Candy, who himself went to do a function just by request that Conan O'Brien made when he was at Harvard and the Harvard Lampoon, and could not have been nicer and made this special effort. So there's all sorts of stories. You're talking about what really makes the person, Ryan, to your point, is what they do when they're not a whole ton of cameras around.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
And we weren't, there weren't always cameras around back then. I mean, now it's like they're in our pockets all day. It's like, it's just a thing, you don't have to develop film or anything like that. But, what Conan said is very, very cogent, because I struggle with that. I always have struggled with the people pleaser thing, and he's right. And I actually called him afterwards to say that what you said there really resonated with me, because when you're dealing with any kind of situation where you have mental health issues, how many of us do? Everyone struggles at times in different ways. But when you're a people pleaser, you will never burden another soul with your problems.
Yeah.
But when you have health issues, the one thing you have to do is you have to talk and you have to reach out. So for John, that was a real paradox. Like, he couldn't do both. Mm-hmm. And I think there was that's part of the tragedy of losing him so young. So it's one of the reasons I like talking about it. It's one of the reasons we're bringing the doc. Well, the doc will be obviously at the theater at the Miller, I think in
yes, great theater,
and then getting to come out afterwards and having some surprises and some special guests to sit down. I know Rob's going to be there as well. We're going to just unpack it and talk, because there's stuff to talk. It's very interesting to talk about, but it's also funny. We get to have fun and sit on stage and talk, and really reminisce about this guy that we all kind of loved in different ways.
Ryan, we've never met before. My name's Nick, and it's great to have you on the show. I'm coming to the screening tomorrow night. I'm really looking forward to seeing you and being a part of the Q&A, and having Rob there is going to be fantastic as well. And I wanted to ask you a question about Wrexham, if you don't mind, because for about 4 or 5 years, I've been chatting with Sean Harvey and recently with Robert Faulkner about having Wrexham come over to Philly, having us go over to Wrexham. And I think that there is just this inherent connection between Philadelphia and the community in Wrexham. Have you experienced that? And what are your thoughts about us broadcasting live from Wrexham next year with you as our special guest?
Actually, you know what I really want to do? I want to call a game.
Really?
Well, not because I think I'll be good at it, because I will be horrific. Truly horrific. And there's going to have to be not a 15, maybe a 30 or a 40-second delay, just because of the invective. There's a real corollary. I mean, there's a Wrexham in every state in the union, but really Philly embodies so much of what, the spirit of Wrexham. They say that the people in Wrexham have the heart of a poet and the fist of a fighter. And I feel a bit of that in Philly, and every time I've been through there, you can sort of it's in the air, there's something about that kind of, I came from a real working class family. So did Rob. So for us, we're on this adventure together. And I love that I have him, because I don't know if it would be real if I didn't have him. Because we both look at each other all the time and go, how is this happening? Or how did we end up here? What a weird thing to do, and it's just, it really has been the love of my life. I mean, it's been, at least in the work category, if you even want to call it work. And Rob and I also, what I love about Rob too, is Philadelphia raised him. You're usually I look at the city you grew up in as the third parent, and Rob is unvarnished in a way. He's totally comfortable saying, I don't know. And that's something where we really got along, where we can go into a place like that and we say, we're going to tell your story, but we don't know football. We're not going to make football decisions ever. And it allows us to have all these relationships with the players. And the players, then that creates emotional investment. Now the players and us are bonded in a way that no owners are ever, bonded with their players, and everything gets better. So it's kind of, we're the idiots at the poker table who played before. And you sometimes win when you do that.
Yes. If you're just tuning in, it's Ryan Reynolds joining us. John Candy, I Like Me, is the premiere. The premiere's coming up on October 10th on Amazon. But the Q&A session is tomorrow night at the Kimmel Center, and Rob is going to be there indeed.
I wanted to bring up the point, and you mentioned about understanding the working class, and the point is made in the film, in the documentary, that John Candy understood the working class, understood. This is why so many of his characters were that way, especially with his beautiful relationship with John Hughes. And, his various characters, Uncle Buck being a regular guy. And the point is made as well that they were kindred spirits, Hughes and Candy. And Macaulay Culkin, who's great in the movie, says, I'm often associated. I'm the one who gets associated a lot of times. He goes, but Candy and Hughes made 9 movies together in varying degrees with, and I found that fascinating. And, you, from what you do and for what you tie into, you seem to have that ability as well to understand, I don't want to Laverne and Shirley it and say, you don't understand, it was always the default. You didn't understand how it was in the brewery. But I mean, there is something that people can connect to that he seemed especially imbued with. And I want you to, if you can, Ryan, address the fact he loses his dad on his birthday. John Candy does. I think his 5th birthday. His dad passes away. His brother has a heart attack. He's kind of this cloud sort of looms over him throughout his life. How much do you think that informed and created the person we know as John Candy?
think it is the most formative thing. It's the thing he was running from. It's the thing that created the ticking clock. It's the thing that he was running on borrowed time, and he knew it. And I don't know how he knew it, but he knew it. And sure enough, and you may meet Chris Candy at he may come and sit up with us on stage as well. His son lost his dad at 5.
Mm-hmm.
So John left behind a boy at 5 too.
And Chris says he has basically had to become a detective of his own father's life.
Yeah. And to give you also a sense of how much John affected others, John Hughes never really made a movie again after Candy passed, which is a travesty because the canon of John Hughes was just so amazing. And I also think that one of the things we touch on too is that you can, these guys that come out of these working class, worlds, and they just fight and scrap and kind of, make their way up. They usually come from emotional wounds and different things like that, which is kind of par for the course. But I remember Sugar Ray Leonard saying, I think it was somebody I was with, asked him, does your son box? And he said, no. Champions don't come out of Beverly Hills. No, but it's true. I thought, oh, wow. Yeah, I guess so. But you don't have that hunger, that thing that you don't, that never goes away.
Yeah.
And that's a work ethic. People call it a work ethic, but it's a different engine that's driving that. So yeah, John, I think his whole life was kind of informed a lot by that. I think Chris, his son's life, is of course informed by that. My own father, he's certainly gone now, but he too, everything I've done has sort of been driven. Fathers and sons have a kind of odd connection, that's very mercurial. Tough. It ain't easy always, and it's that's certainly evident in this.
Well, I'm so glad you bring that up because it leads me into my question here. Because you watch these movies. I watched these movies as a child, right? And so that's how I remember the movie. But now I watch these movies as an adult, so I'm watching it through two different lenses. And there's one movie in particular that to me is comfort food. And I watch it every single summer, and it's The Great Outdoors. And so I watched it as a child first, and now I watch it as a parent. I now am the guy who rents the log cabin instead of just sponging off of the parents. But it hits differently now as a dad than it did as a kid. And I wasn't sure if you had a particular John Candy movie that was comfort food for you.
Oh! It's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Deadpool and Wolverine. I when we were writing it, it's written in the footprint of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. If you watch the movie back, you'll obviously see me reading the Canadian Mounted book at some point. Or in the movies, I walk past the 83 Chrysler Baron town and country car that is in the void. Wolverine and I walk past this burned, charred car. That's the car from Planes, Trains.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there's the trunk. Dell's trunk from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is also in the movie, just sitting in the background. No one, most people don't notice these sorts of things. There's a sequence in Deadpool 2 where I talk to the Negasonic teenage warhead and her and everyone in the kitchen, and I say something like, you go ahead, take a shot at me. I'm an easy target. But you know what? I like me. Yeah. You guys have really rubbed off on me. I like to think that I've rubbed off around you too. And I go on in this whole sort of thing. But he's everywhere. And the Planes, Trains is one of my favorite things in the world. My kids all go, oh, here it comes.
Oh my God.
When they hear me go, welcome to Marathon. And then I just,
if you're not crying during the movie is a holiday perennial, and it is brilliant. And what I find very insightful is Steve Martin, a practiced comedic genius in his own right, was during the performance where he delivers that line where Candy says, "I like me," and you can see it on his face, and you really see what a dramatic actor and the capability he had. That Steve Martin was like, we're just kidding around, right?
You sit back. And that there's a scene in Deadpool and Wolverine where Wolverine stops the van and he looks at me and he gives me this speech where he just rips me a new one.
Yeah.
And there's he goes too far. And he knows it.
Yeah.
Like the way Steve goes too far on that thing. And this is how good an actor Hugh Jackman is. I wrote a stage direction there. I said, there's a flicker of regret that flashes in his eyes, but it's gone before he notices it or I notice it. And he actually plays that in the scene, like in this moment. Thank God I'm wearing a mask because my mouth is open and my eyes are like, oh my God, that was incredible. And it really is hurtful, And he also had more lines in that one monologue than he's had in all 9 Wolf movies, which he loved. So,
well, Ryan, I have one nerdy MCU question, and I don't think that Deadpool knows the answer to this question, but does Ryan Reynolds know the answer to why is Thor crying?
Interesting you ask that. That will be answered. At the time, I will admit I wasn't sure. But I've since then, in perfect Marvel Cinematic Universe form, reverse engineered everything to make it look like I knew all of that.
That's how you do it. Yeah, absolutely.
How do you get to Endgame without, oh no, we knew this way back when we were shooting.
No way.
Yeah, you go, why is Thor crying? Deadpool is a fanboy. Deadpool loves those guys. It's why we never get him to interact with them. Because it's like that's just too much of a wish fulfillment. Like you retire to that. He always gets the B-list guys.
Well, Ryan, as a Wolverine purist, you did so much in Deadpool and Wolverine to set things right in the lineage of Wolverine in the series where he's bouncing around trying to find him near the beginning, the right Wolverine to partner with. When you had the little guy, I'm like, yes, I'm like, that's it. That's how big Wolverine is. And then the nod to all the different genres of Wolverine, from the Age of Apocalypse to when he's up on the X. And I was just like, with his encounter with Hulk. And then don't even get me going about Remy LeBeau and what you guys did in that regard as far as Gambit went. Did you have to do your research, or did you know most of that stuff already?
I knew a lot of it. I'm not quite the comic book, ninja people might think I am. I do a lot of research on the Deadpool stuff. And then I also kind of listen to culture. My job is to listen, right? And when you're making a movie, you listen to your movie. If you start telling your movie what it's got to be, that's how it sucks. And that's something that, like, as I've gotten older, I realize, like, the power of I don't know, of saying I don't know. Of going, when I pitch a joke or a moment or a structure, I say, here's the crappy version. And I say it because I want dissent. I'm so worried someone's going to say, that's amazing, just because I'm like the producer and the writer, So I really I'll take the boom operator, man. I've had a couple jokes in my life that were boom ops, just gone, what if you said? And I've gone,
that's great.
That's great. Oh my God, that's it. So it's really is that kind of collective, but also the biggest engine is Hugh Jackman. Hugh is one of my closest friends. He's been, I would say, my closest friend for 17 years. Wow. He's the guy that if you're going through something, he doesn't FaceTime you or call you or text you. He just walks in the door. Huh. And it's like, he's just one of one. And I love him for that. And you know who else is like that is Rob Mack. He's exactly that guy. He would get on a plane and come all the way to Philadelphia because you're scared to go on stage at a theater and do a Q&A in Philly without him.
You're gonna be great. A, B. This is in the right town, and I'm gonna jump in quickly because I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that a movie that falls in the Candy-esque realm and the John Hughes-esque realm that I don't think it's just deserved is Just Friends. Oh, that is one I will take out. And that for me, feels like a holiday movie, so I'll end up watching it around the holidays. And do you see the parallels is there a bit of candy creeping in some of that?
There's a ton of that. Like, that's my brother too. It's my brother really reminds me of John Candy. Same kind of sense of humor. There's tons of it in there. Earlier in my career too, Chevy Chase and I got to know each other only because as I started out as a young actor, I got National Lampoon's Van Wilder. I just went, well, I guess I'll just do Chevy. Like, I'm doing a Chevy Chase impression in the whole movie. And I freely admit it. And I remember it would get reviews, even these bad reviews that would say, oh, he's doing a Chevy Chase impression, I would go, yes, yes. I hated the movie, but he's Chevy Chase, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
So Chevy sort of the few times I've had dinner with him or something, I think he appreciates that and then as I moved forward, I started do John Candy. I would try on Steve Martin. I would try on Bill Murray. I would try on all these guys that left these huge impressions. I mean, eventually you just kind of become an amalgamation of all of our influences. Buster Keaton is a big influence.
If you're going to pull from them, you're pulling from the best. Yeah.
I mean, it's I luckily had a friend who I call my university. His name's Eric Gill, and he's unfortunately passed away last September. And he's one of those guys that just like early on believed in me when I didn't believe in me. Mm-hmm. We're all lucky enough to have one of those people. Good things happen. He put me in writers' rooms. I didn't graduate high school. I shouldn't have been in writers' rooms with these kinds of people, like real writers. I'm talking killers.
That's amazing.
And I'm grateful for him. That's why I got the vaudeville express learning lessons, and that's why we were at the Friars Club before it was gone here in New York. And Red Buttons. This is 27 years.
Red Buttons,
yeah. Red Buttons was working the room.
Wow.
Red Buttons was one of the masters. Was his never got a dinner.
I never got a dinner. In the room. I was like, I couldn't believe I heard Red Buttons do this. And I was like 19.
Wow.
Hey, Rye, I got to tell you that I believed in you your whole life. I watched every single episode of 15 on Nickelodeon when I was in high school. So, and when we had you in the studio back in our Y100 days, when you were promoting Van Wilder, I had mentioned that. And I kid you not. I watched every single episode of 15. In fact, there's one of your co-stars ended up doing Love It or List It Canada, and I don't remember what the guy's name is.
Love It or List It Canada?
Yes, I know. I've seen him on that show. It's Todd.
Yes, yeah. So
he played Matt on the show. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Matt the alcoholic. And so I gotta thank you because for the last 2 decades I have name dropped you for the longest time, and now I have kids, and so the fact that I hung out with Wolverine at one point in my life is it's kind of a life accomplishment. So I want to thank you and remind you,
Deadpool.
But I wouldn't prize Wolverine over.
Yeah, but so I was invited to go to a press junket down in Panama City to promote Van Wilder, and I was with my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, and I was walking out of the bathroom, and there you were. And you were like, hey, come on upstairs to the VIP room. And I was like, well, we can't. It's for cast only. And you go, no, you can come with me, right? So I grab my wife, and we go upstairs. And and you're not going to remember this, but I do. So we get to the top of the steps, and the guard will not let us in. He goes, I'm sorry, you're not allowed in here. And then you go, oh, no, they're with me. It's okay. And then the guard goes, no, you're not allowed in here. And then you just delicately and nicely go, well, I'm that guy right there. And the guy turns around, and there's the Van Wilder poster. And he looks at the poster, and he looks at you, and he's like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. So for a brief moment, I got to hang out with Deadpool, and I
love that you remember that. I love that you leave out the part of the story where we had him killed. That's just what I felt like was a power at the time.
It was your first taste. It's understandable.
Yeah. So many more after that. But those are the days, right? The salad days where we're kind of, I remember being in your guys' studio and kind of being blown away, like I was on a press tour.
Yeah.
A movie when my highest aspiration was to drive the electric forklift at Safeway store, not the handheld one.
We've all been there. Yeah. Well, we've carried that. Casey's. But look, again, if we're going to put a button on all this, that little moment. The documentary is replete with moments of John Candy doing things like this that really impacted lives, right down to the final act, which a lot of people don't know. He donated to a hospital in the town that he was in quietly before he passed, and you would not have known about it without the documentary. So those moments, and you, Ryan Reynolds, have done, I'm sure, a multitude of things in your life that would mirror this. But it's a great lesson. It's a great thing to be reminded of about the goodness and the impact that doing kind gestures can have for the world. So that's what the documentary.
Put the phone down and go, live a little, and it's awe. Young. I always say it to my kids: go get like some awe. Go look outside. There's a tree somewhere that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
And they, of course, like make vomit faces and all that kind of stuff. Go out there, and hopefully it lands somewhere. I don't know.
One last story, the connection that we have was, this was a few years ago. We had Meredith Baxter Burney and Michael Gross here in our studios together from Family Ties.
Those are my digital parents, basically.
Yes.
They were both here, and Meredith she was not aware of the line in Deadpool about the Dutch oven. And so we played it for her. She had never heard that before.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't think it was punching down. It was just...
No, not at all.
She appreciated it, actually.
She thought it was very funny.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I remember once on a talk show, I said something about another actor, and I didn't mean to. It was like I'm making a joke or something, and I realized later it was kind of like, probably didn't feel good. And of course I ran into that person, and I apologized profusely.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I thought it was funny, but it stuck with me for the rest of my career. This is back in 2003.
Yeah.
And it stuck with me the rest of my career. But I remember that as an apology, I didn't know what to do. I sent him a case of champagne. I didn't know how to buy it. And I sent him a case of champagne. He took it, and his wife called me and said, "Hey, he's a recovering alcoholic. Stop helping."
Oh my God!
Well, you were just not going to win that one. So, yeah.
Nope, not at all. But,
all right.
lesson learned, that's for sure. And
We'll have some champagne tomorrow night. We're looking forward to this. So the event is going to be at the Miller Theater. I said Keswick, right? I mean, I said the Kimmel Center earlier. That's incorrect. It's the Miller Theater. Tickets are on sale at ensembleartsphilly.com. Special added guest along with Ryan will be Rob Mack. He's going to be there for the Q&A, the screening and the Q&A. But this is a very special thing, and I'm telling you, you are going to love this documentary. It's fantastic. Kudos to you and Colin, because
Colin Hanks.
A lot of times people only get one documentary treatment, and you guys have done it spot on. You've done nothing but justice.
And by the way, for Colin, he did a wonderful documentary about Tower Records. If you want to see his chops, he's just terrific at this. Yeah.
And the reason I really wanted him is because I would be way too biased.
Yeah.
I just am too in love with John Candy to direct a documentary on him. So Colin did such a nice job he really just dug up almost no dirt. It was Bill Murray who said, "You can't do a documentary on John Candy. Yeah, he's unimpeachable. He's never done anything wrong in his life." And then he goes, "Except one thing."
Yeah. I love it. Ryan, we love you. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great evening here in Philly tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be over in Wrexham, and we'll see you there.
See you in April. I really mean it. I'm going to talk to Rob. Guys, just come over. Let's do it. It's so fun.
We'd love it.
I think it's an experience that you will find familiar with Philly, but also just really what has happened in that town is unique and a once in a lifetime kind of thing where, 5 years ago, they wouldn't even say the name Wrexham. Now it's the pride in that place is just unbelievable. So let's all go together. I would love that.
Excellent. Really. You got it. Thanks again, Ryan. We'll see you soon. Okay. Ryan Reynolds, guys. Yeah. Take care. Wow. Man, oh man.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
I got goosebumps.
I did too.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was fantastic. He was definitely sharing quite a bit there, and you can tell his love for John Candy it runs deep. Him and Colin both. I watched a couple interviews in preparation for this chat, and Colin Hanks just a massive fan.
When I was starting and thinking about comedy and writing comedy and doing stand up and for whatever my career has been based on comedy, and watching John Candy and watching the SCTV crew do things that oh my God. I mean, they John Candy had a character that was in a skit where he was a cowardly soldier.
Oh, I saw
it. Yellow belly. And he shoots a kid in the back and shoots the mother in the back, and they're just proving what a coward he is. But they could pull that off, and you wouldn't go, "Oh my God!" It was just terrific.
There's one, Casey, you mentioned The Great Outdoors. Is my favorite moment. It's very quick. It's not like the yuck laugh moment of the movie, but it's when they're at the bear dump and the bears are crawling on top of the car, and he's getting all nervous. He's like, "Whoa!" And he turns to his son. He goes, I told you I love you, right?"
Oh my God!
Love that delivery. The doc is great. It's so good, and if you get a chance, get those tickets for Miller Theater. In fact, let's give away a pair of tickets right now. Do it. We'll take caller number 12, 610-660-9333. You'll be able to go to this screening tomorrow night at the Miller Theater, and you'll be able to see Ryan there in person and Rob Mack in person as well.
And we have 3 more pairs to give away this morning.
Yeah, we'll give away, before we're done, we'll make sure we give away all of them. So make sure you stay with us through the course of the morning. We're going to take a quick break, come back in a moment. We have more guests on the way. Paula Poundstone, and from Ted Lasso, Jeremy Swift will be on the show. Higgins from the show. We'll be right back. Stay put.
Project, and this is as far as I've gotten as marketing director.
How do you like the taste?
I love it. I put it on.
Do you put that S on everything?
But I put it on pizza. I put it on eggs.
By the way, this particular heat rating is 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah, it's not that hot.
So not crazy hot, but enough to give you some sensation.
Yeah,
all right,
definitely.
2 more. Here's this is another solid. I didn't know we had another solid. This is the only other solid in our list. So do the tongue thing. Stick your tongue in.
Okay.
Yeah, stick it in
that
there.
tongue thing.
Stick it in there. Okay. I love it. Stick it down in there.
Come on, man.
She's like an inquisitive look.
This I get absolutely nothing.
Really?
Absolutely nothing from this.
Okay, so that's a nothing, and you should be able to taste it. Smell it and see if you can come up with something there.
Nothing, huh?
Like I don't know, maybe there's pepper in it? No, because I didn't feel that on my tongue at all.
No. It's garlic powder.
Oh.
Garlic
You would
powder.
absolutely know,
I'll give you a
right?
piece of gum later, Kat.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, we have one final taste in our test for you, and let's see how you do with this one.
This one,
Yes.
I also get absolutely nothing. Like it could be water to me.
Okay.
Like it could, that's the consistency.
All right. Take a little bit more. This is the last one. Finish it all off.
Put your tongue in it.
Go ahead.
No, is it going to make my stomach hurt?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
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 Wow.
I get absolutely nothing.
Take a sniff and see if you can tell from that.
Not really. I want to say, is it another alcohol?
Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh,
Vino
your
this
favorite
morning.
brand as well. It's Nobilo.
Oh,
Wow.
I
you
get
poor
nothing.
thing.
Nothing.
That's a shame.
Sucks.
Oh, man.
Give me
So, Kat, let me ask you then.
Give me that bar.
Wait, are we done? Can I take the...
Yeah, that's it.
People will often describe water as not having a taste, but it does have a tast. And so...
Kathy can tell those taste
And
differences.
you can tell those taste differences. So water, for you, like legit has no taste.
What?
He's saying that a lot of people describe water as having no taste.
Right.
You were able, I think I am as well, slightly able to discern between tap and bottled water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has a taste.
But
right now.
Oh, yeah.
It has zero taste.
Yeah, probably not. I can't believe I couldn't taste the Nobilo.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That's crazy.
So to review, she got correct and guessed correct and wasn't definitive, though, but said, well, is it chocolate syrup? So you kind of knew what it was, but you really didn't say, oh, that's it.
No, none of them I knew 100%.
Yeah, all of these were semi. So chocolate syrup, vinegar, apple juice, so the sweets you could get. And one that you could that I think you got the best was pickle juice.
Yeah, that was,
so maybe if
Have
you really
some
want to taste something
put pickles on it.
flavor-wise, you could have pickles.
Yeah.
And the other one was vodka. Or I put in alcohol because you didn't quite get the vodka right. So out of 15, you were able to identify really 4, and that's it.
Marissa, was I'll just say it, the honey was that usable? By the way, I just grabbed these things out of the...
Oh, you know what? I just stopped at 15. We brought so
No
many
problem.
Things, so.
It
You wanna
has.
see if you can smell it.
The
Kathy?
honey has a taste to it.
Does that like spice habanero or
There's
something?
another taste, and I'd be curious if she'd be able to taste. Don't show her the label if you can avoid
Oh,
it.
what? Like it's
It's
flavored honey.
certain
It's got
honey?
another fruit in it,
Oh,
and
right,
I'd be
okay.
curious if with the sweet stuff you could do it. All right.
I won't look. I guess I can.
You can look at it.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez,
All
sorry.
right. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Rub it on your sweater.
Stick your tongue in it. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get it?
No.
Nothing?
Can you taste the sweet of the honey?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I can taste the sweet of the honey.
Nothing else.
No.
Because it's blueberry honey.
Blueberry honey. Okay.
I'm going to try that.
No, and I'm having even the smell with this one is a little tough.
All right. Wow. Well, that sucks, man. Hopefully this is going to be quick.
Just
acting
400 days.
And yeah.
I know that poor guy.
I know.
I really hope it doesn't.
He said he was rage eating. Just eating out of anger. Even though he can't taste it, he's still going to eat something that he knows his body likes.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm still eating meals because, yes, you still get hungry,
Yeah.
but I'm not really snacking because what's the point? Like, I don't feel like anything because I know I'm not going to be able to taste it.
Yeah, a lot of times snacking is just you want some flavor.
What about
You know?
hot drinks or things like that, like coffee? Nothing.
Not really. I mean, I know
people have said coffee is a big inciter.
Well, and you know what, Steve? When it first happened, I was not leaving the house, obviously.
Right.
So I wasn't going to get my coffee. I could make it at the house, but I was kind of skipping it because I couldn't taste it, and I was getting the headache.
Do you think
And
you'll
I'm
try?
like, oh my God, wait. That's like the caffeine headache. You need it.
Do you think you're going to try that orange thing?
Listen, I'll try anything. Let's.
Might as well, right? I mean,
try
if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And if for some reason it does, then you're good to go. Okay. All right, this has been the Kathy Romano taste
Yeah.
test. And,
we cured her.
She did. We 100% cured her now. All right. Drinkenstein, yes.
And they call him biggest style.
All right, listen, let's take a break and come back in a second. Why? Because the Geeter's coming on next with Jerry Blavitt. And then right after that, we're going to have comedian Ben Glebe, who's going to be at Helium Comedy Club for a special Thursday night show tomorrow night. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. So maybe we'll kind of reinvigorate this thing. But we have decided to return with Battle of the Self-Proclaimed Experts this morning.
Yes.
And when I tell you that the passion was high for people to that have sent in requests to be a part of this, it's an understatement. It was just fanatical.
It is a global phenomenon. Has been for a long time. People have been raised in this Harry Potter realm, and so we knew we were going to get some staunch competitors.
I read a lot of the submissions that were sent in. I read all the submissions that were sent in, and I read several of them. I was on the plane the other day flying out west, and I was brought to tears by some of these submissions because this world means so much to so many people, and the way that they articulated it was really moving to me, and I'm just impressed. It was so difficult to narrow it down to two final contestants.
I mean, put it in perspective. A tick came into the studio to watch.
That's right. That's how popular
That's how
this is.
popular.
I am currently reading the Harry Potter books.
Are you?
I'm on the Sorcerer's, or no, I'm sorry, I'm on the Chamber of Secrets right now, so I've just gotten started.
Reading or Audible?
Audible.
And who's doing it? Who's doing the
I've forgotten the actor's name.
Jim something or other.
He's
Hey,
excellent.
there might be a question coming up.
Okay.
So I'm about 3/4 of the way through the second book.
Awesome.
So I'm underway. I'm starting to learn. I've seen all the movies, and I found them entertaining. But I wanted to know, because there's so many people that you talk to about this story. There's so much more underneath when you dive into the canon of it all. When you get into the all the details about it, and I want to know that. I mean, I want to know. I think it's a kind of a club that you're in.
So all of my nieces and nephews, like I remember when the movie started coming out, and I was like, "Oh, that's friggin' awesome! I loved it."
Yeah.
They were like, "But they left out. But they left out." And there's so much stuff that so they were able to enjoy them, but they were so. They were a little deflated because the books, they devoured. They were ravenous for them. So I think you're entering a cool realm here, Preston.
By the way, Nick McElwain wearing his Gryffindor attire this morning.
Yes, sir.
He has pajamas.
Yes.
That look like a robe.
It's the closest thing I have to a robe, but they are officially licensed Harry Potter pajamas, and so I am a Gryffindor, and that's why I'm
Mr. Potter, what happened to your head?
You have taken the online quiz to find out which house you belong in?
Yeah, I'm a Gryffindor.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah. Pottermore was a great website. I don't think it actually exists anymore, which is too bad. But I mean, I've been in the Harry Potter universe for a really long time. I think I got into it maybe when the third book came out. And Steve, I love the movies as well, but the books really do add layers and levels and these. Just the intricacies to this universe, and it's why people keep coming back to it, because there's so much to read, there's so much to rediscover, and maybe you didn't even notice it the first time around.
And not only has Nick worn his pajamas, but he brought in his wand, and so did Steve.
Yes, I did.
And you guys both got those at Universal Studios?
This was a gift for me from Universal Studios, yeah. So my friend that went and knew how much I loved Harry Potter and brought it back for me.
And you haven't been there?
I have not yet, no.
Oh, my God!
I know.
You've got to go. It's incredible.
I did a couple of the tours in London, which were amazing, but yes, I absolutely have to get to Universal.
That's the only thing I know about Harry Potter is that the rides were fun at Universal.
Right.
Literally.
Kathy, it is a whole world. I went to Ollivanders. You did as well, Preston. On your recommendation.
My daughter got a wand fitting there.
And yes, and when you go around the town, the wand activates certain things in
that's
town,
cool,
which is awesome.
Yeah.
I've been to both. I've been to the one in California and in Orlando, and they are outstanding.
I gotta go.
You won't, if you're a fan.
It's real.
You're going to cry.
That world is real.
All right.
Some of the people that sent in submissions said that when they got there, then they saw the Hogwarts castle, it brought them to tears.
I believe
that's how moving it is, yeah.
All right. And by the way, Harry Potter fans are adorable. Look at these guys here this morning. morning. We're going to meet our contestants.
Preston and Steve present Battle of the Self-Proclaimed Experts.
As Nick had said, we had loads and loads and loads of entries, but going through, we've got to narrow it down to two. And I'm sure that there are people that are incredibly well-versed, but we only have room for two people in our studio. And so that's how we're doing it, to have these two competitors battle it out. Mano a mano. All right, so let's meet our contestants, and we'll read the emails that we got from them. We're going to start with this one. It says, dude, I grew up with HP and obsessed.
WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. We are, okay. Did not know.
Yeah.
Our guest is not ready?
Has not dialed in just
well, never
yet.
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was going to say all kinds of nice stuff. I'm not going to say
We'll
that
just
now.
put that on hold.
Yeah, we'll put that on hold. Okay, well, I didn't know that literally.
Yeah, my bad, man.
Till this very second. But I do have a couple things that I can pass along, charts and whatnot, because we will have Jeremy Swift joining us in just a couple of minutes. And, of course, he is from Ted Lasso. Leslie Higgins, his character, who's awesome. And he's going to be in the next season as well.
I can't wait to see how that takes shape.
Yeah.
You know, what we get. And there's a bit of loving the original series so much. I have complete confidence in these guys and women. But you're like, please, just keep it as good. Just put it in the ballpark and we'll be thrilled. Or the pitch, as they say.
Are we all still just basking in the glow of Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was so cool.
Yes.
Well, if you casually listen to the show, or you've listened to the show at all over the past decades, he's been sort of elusive for us, and not by any other thing that it was just timing or things didn't quite work out. But we have been massive fans for such a long time, and always knew about the kindness he did you, Casey, which you'd bring up all the time, talking about the Van Wilder experience and how he didn't have to do something that he did. Mm-hmm. And we just knew, and knowing Rob Mack the way we know him, and knowing that they're of a kind, we felt, why doesn't he know he could be our best friends?
Yeah, well, he's still, listen, he's a mega A-lister.
Yeah.
Sometimes their schedules are so damn busy.
It's amazing how many huge people have no idea that we're their best friends.
Right. If only.
He does now, and after the interview, I got a moment to say thank you on the Zoom, and he was like, please tell those guys thank you. That was so much fun. He's like, it brought me back to like original, you could tell he kept like referring back to that tour when he came and visited you guys at 100, and he doesn't do these very often, so he just appreciated every moment of that interview and was so excited for tomorrow night.
He gave as good as he got, as they say.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So anybody listening right now, like, you can go to that tomorrow night. Ensemble Arts Philly to buy tickets, and it is at the Miller Theater. We do have 3 more pairs to give away this morning. Yep. But I wouldn't wait for that.
By the way, he's not kidding when he talks about public anxiety. It is a little bit of a thing that he has, and for Rob Mack to come in and be there with him, that's pretty damn good.
They're famous people. We've seen things they've done. As soon as he logged in, I was like, that's the kitchen he did another interview from. I recognized it immediately. It's
Letterman.
Like, that was it,
That
Steve.
was a Letterman interview. That was from his house.
Yes.
And
he's got a pizza oven in the bag.
And when I had that moment with Joe Keery, when I was at the screening for Free Guy, and I talked to him extensively about Wetzel's Pretzels, I did get to bring up working with Ryan Reynolds for a moment. And he had...
Christ, this guy with the pretzels.
He had nothing but glowing things to say about Ryan.
Steve, I legit wanted to ask him about that pizza oven, because I watched the Letterman episode too.
It's awesome.
And Dave goes to his house, and they have a really great conversation. It's a really cool, comfortable interview, and they just spend a lot of time together. But when they go out and he makes the pizzas, I was like, oh man, I just want to hang out with the guy and have pizza together.
To what they're saying, that pizza looks so good.
It looks so good.
Real quick, you guys mind if I do a couple shout-outs?
By all means.
All right, this one is from Josh. He's got an interesting last name, Joshua Feldbrugge. Feldbrugge. Feldbrugge.
I'm going to go with Feldbrugge.
And he said, he says, hey, Preston, longtime fan here from Lower Merion. My buddy Graham, who has been in a long battle with cancer, tunes in every morning. If you can, please give him a shout out and let him know that Josh, Wampus, and Nolly Big Spin got his back.
I love that.
So here's a shout out. I like that. Nolly Big Spin.
There's a literary reference that includes wampus.
Oh, well, polywampus. What is that? What's a polywampus?
I think that's what it is, Case.
Okay.
Am I misremembering what that pertains to?
That's a good question. Was Pollywampus wasn't there like a comedy group that came by to see us one time called Pollywampus or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think you're thinking of Emo Phillips.
Oh, that was it. Nick is looking up Wampus. And he got Polygamous came up. Or just, no, it's with a P.
I know, but I remember a cattywampus being
Cattywampus.
Not Pollywampus.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look that up.
What about just Wampus in general? D-H-O-N-W. D-H-O.
The hell?
It's like you, Casey, and you're trying to spell the name of your street. You kept throwing in a letter that didn't exist.
If it's one person, it's a Wampai.
A Wampai. W-H-O-M-P-U-S. All right, anyway, another shard out. It says, hey, Presbo, so drop the ball big time on this one. And I'm asking for a big shout out from my best friend and former best man, Chris Brugger, on his 49th birthday, September 22nd. He's been an avid listener since the Y100 days, even had me recording morning show stuff prior to the podcast days. So when he was home from deployment, he could hear the Bizarre Files.
Oh, wow.
He made me a listener because when he was home and we worked together, he made us listen to nothing else but you guys. He said through the GWT, he served with the Army Rangers in Afghanistan and Iraq, and when the podcast was available, was listening intently there. After retiring, he spent his days in Greensboro, North Carolina, and keeps me in the loop. All things Preston Steve. He's absolutely one of the most dedicated people I know to use guys, and I know he sends stupid questions on a regular basis. A true storehouse of useless information. Thank you guys for taking care of that. It's from Rob Prohurst in Macungie, PA. So here you go. That's the short out.
From GWT is Gargoyle War Trolls.
That must be it. Yeah.
Pollywampus from the Urban Dictionary. When something or someone you are pointing out is directly diagonal across an intersection, not from you. Or from you, not across the street, but diagonal across both streets. So,
that's Pollywampus?
Yeah. So
there we go.
Kitty corner. Does anybody say kitty corner?
I've always said caddy.
Caddy corner, yeah.
Miss Kitty was the saloon owner on Gunsmoke.
Okay.
Does that have any correlation?
And Kitty was the mom in that 70s show. This is getting weird, guys.
But there's also a Wampus cat. So all of it is connected back to cats.
You know, Nick, Corey Feldman performed Kitty Kitty on the Today Show.
Oh, my God.
Do you guys know that there's a connection? Are we in the middle of something?
I don't know.
I think we're killing time.
All right. There's a connection between the words gobbledygook and maverick. I looked this up not that long ago because I didn't know what the origin, the etymology of gobbledygook was. And it was coined by a guy named Maury Maverick, who was the grandson of the guy named Samuel Maverick, and that's where we get the term maverick. Samuel Maverick was in the legislature in Texas in the 1800s.
Was he an iconoclast?
I don't know about that, but I know that Maury Maverick coined the term gobbledygook because he was just talking about stuff that was going on in World War II, and he says that the United States should ban gobbledygook language or anything that was threatening the words or activism of an implementation of this will be shot.
You're going to think I'm lying, but I pretty much thought that.
Okay.
Wow. But maverick meaning, because it means somebody who goes against the grain, who's kind of a wild card.
And that was named after a guy named Samuel Maverick. Samuel Maverick's grandson was Maury Maverick, and Maury Maverick coined the term gobbledygook.
Well, there you have it.
Honestly,
how about that?
And people say sometimes we put forward information that you can't use.
Right.
This
use
is
that.
stuff you can use.
I want you to say gobbledygook today.
Yeah.
All right, we have our next guest ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Very excited to talk to him. The film that he is promoting is coming out October 3rd. It is called Grow, and it looks like a fun kids Halloween-based movie.
It looks delightful. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. What are you pointing to, Casey?
We got the Ted Lasso theme.
Oh, well, we got to do that, of course. You do know him as a character Leslie Higgins from Ted Lasso, but we are here to talk about that amongst other things. Please welcome Mr. Jeremy Swift. Hello, Jeremy. Thanks for coming on this morning.
It's a pleasure. How are you?
We're doing wonderful. We were just we'll get this out of the way. We're massive, as are most people, Ted Lasso fans, and excited to hear that there will be more Ted coming, and you're going to be a part of that.
I am. Yeah. I think we're about halfway through Ted 4 at the moment. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the movie Grow, which, as Preston said, looks really enchanting. We talked about it often when Ted Lasso was on, and that we need more of that. And I think it really helped the general public just feel better about things. Were you sort of amazed about the the response that it got from people it was just a happy pill every week.
Yeah, well, of course, it came out during the pandemic.
Yeah,
and it was a real tonic. It was literally a pick me up for people. I mean, people have said amazing things like it saved my life, which is just really humbling. But initially, I mean, I was on what was then Twitter. I'm not now, I have to say. I kind of thought it was a hoax, that there was so much positivity about the show. And I thought, is this a PR thing from Apple that they just feed? I didn't quite trust it. But then, I met people and they just went crazy for it. So, it took a long time to process how quickly it was successful, because it was successful within about 4 episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
And continued to be so. So, yeah.
I went to see Brett Goldstein. He was doing a stand-up in town, and I had an epiphany as the crowd was there and before the show started. I looked around this packed house, and everybody knew him from Ted Lasso, and I turned to my friends that were with me. I said, everybody here probably watches Ted Lasso, which means everybody here is probably a pretty good person. Yeah. It just made me feel I don't think really that's good to be in that company.
It's not an outlandish assessment, I would say.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it sort of makes people not just feel better, but be better.
Yeah.
That's kind of what seems to be the effect of the show on people. Is that's like, yeah, this is a good thing to listen and appreciate it. Tell people that you appreciate them, and all that good stuff. So yeah.
And to that point, Grow, which I puts me in mind of a Roald Dahl sort of Tim Burton kind of feeling vibe to it. It's a Halloween based. It appears very feel good. You have Nick Frost in it. Explain the conceit, because I think it's kind of, to me, it's kind of James and the Giant Peach-ish.
It is without that kind of there's no kind of lurking darkness,
right?
What it is a real thing. Is that the central character in it, Charlie, a little girl played by Priya Rose Brookwell, who is amazing, by the way. She's going to be a knockout star, I think. Is that she's kind of been abandoned and is meant to be in foster care. And like a lot of kids who can't quite believe that they're abandoned, she idealizes her absent mother. And so that's where the kind of, the struggle and heartache is in it. But really, essentially, it's a great, heartwarming film about found families and connection. And she's sent to her reluctant auntie, Dinah Little, who's played by the excellent Golda Rosheuvel, who's a big star in Bridgerton. And she's sent to her farm. And so in the countryside, she learns the ways of the farm, and she also has this way of communing with plants, a kind of feeling their ups and downs, and this helps her in joining this annual event of this pumpkin festival, and it's a really fierce pumpkin festival. It's people go all out to.
And that's not too far from the truth. These things are very competitive.
Oh, they so are, yeah, and the weight and the size, and that's it's. And there's a whole host of kind of great comic characters, a whole village worth, really. And I play a kind of slightly underhand guy who he comes clean.
Okay.
And he works for a fertilizer company, and he's a kind of confounded scientist, and he's using all sorts of lab methods to get the biggest pumpkin in town.
It seems from what I've seen of your character in the trailer, Jeremy, is you do have this kind of mad scientist delivery about it.
Yeah.
And that is, and I couldn't help but looking and going, as an actor, it's got to be fun to play this kind of augmented personality when you get roles like that.
Absolutely, and it's a classic kind of white coat crazy scientist. And I said, I want a grey streak running through my hair.
Yes,
Bride of Frankenstein sort of homage. And so they went all out to do that. And it's great fun. There's some
I love stuff like this. I think it's perfect, obviously, for the season that we're in. You have Nick Frost.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked with Edgar Wright or Simon Pegg as well, or that collective?
I haven't. I would love to. I love their work. Obviously, and Nick Frost was. I only had a couple of days on set with him, but he was a delight, and it's got people, kind of British. Classic comic actors in it, like Jane Horrocks and Tim McInnery, who was, Blackadder regular.
Yeah.
Such great fun.
I wanted to mention, because in Ted Lasso we learn about Higgins and his musical chops, and you in fact are an accomplished composer and jazz musician. In fact, we're looking at what appears to be an authentic, real sound baffle behind you, and some instruments behind you as well. There is this a room you compose in?
Yeah. Well, it is. Yeah, I've got my sort of screen for my sound. But yes, I do have too many instruments. My wife tells me, and you don't play them all. I have to give them time. You have to balance it out. They get upset if they're not.
Yeah,
played
that's right.
regularly.
Do you?
But yeah, I play the double bass, and I've play a bunch of instruments. And I bring out pop albums, and sing and stuff like that.
There's a sequence in one of the Ted Lasso episodes where you have the double bass out, and it's when you've left the team, and Rebecca comes over, Hannah Waddingham, and you're sitting
Gross
there,
Van Dyke,
staring at her directly and just thumbing that bass rhythmically, methodically, over and over. And I was thinking, how could you keep a straight face while you were doing that scene? It seems like there would have been an outtake there.
It was, I think there were.
Okay.
I think there were a few, because, a bass string resonates for quite some time.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know why, that just made it even funnier. Initially, they said, can you get it on your lap? I said, you are kidding.
They're huge.
See the size of thing? It's not a mandolin or something.
Jeremy, I just want to bring this up because I'm looking at your credits and everything like that, and you and I have something in common. You and I have both played the same part, and I'm just going to say this and see if you know what it is. If I should say he isn't very needy.
Oh my God. Is this Mr. Bumble?
Yes! I was a junior in high school when I played Mr. Bumble, and you were an adult. But yes, we have that in common. And I embarrassed myself in front of
Dude, the initial
Thank God he got that. Thank God he got that.
You didn't want to acknowledge it at first, and I could tell that you were terrified, but then you picked up what he was putting down.
Yeah.
He would have
I did. I got it. I tuned in. I was a little bit late to the game, but I got there. But of course, I was in the drama of it, not the musical.
Not the musical, right.
Yeah. I was in the Polanski version.
Yes. Yeah. You worked with Polanski, and you also worked with on. I know we're still laughing.
I enjoyed that immensely.
Nearly falling off your chairs.
Yeah. I've lost my place. But Polanski and Robert Altman, one of the great. Yes. What was that experience like? That's a revered director.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a golden thing for me. And I think, another Kansas City guy, and they seem to breed genius from that town because, Charlie Parker.
Yeah.
And, I think Jason Sudeikis is a genius.
Yes.
I really do. I mean, he holds the whole of Ted Lasso in his head, and it's a whole... it's a massive cast, it's like a Tolstoy novel or something. There's so many characters in it, and he holds all their arcs and stories in his head. And of course, he is a brilliant performer in his own right. But yes, Robert Altman, I think is a giant of cinema.
Do you know what it is about? I think, and Jeremy, if you'll indulge me, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that people aren't all one way or the other. Everyone has the capacity for good. They have the capacity for bad. They can do wonderful things, and the person you might see in their worst moment could have done something wonderful at another moment. And that's
Absolutely.
What all this work represents. And that's why with Lasso it was so life affirming.
Yes. One of Jason's things is, when you say, is this something my character would do? And you say, look, we're all multiples. We have many masks. We're in different contexts, different time, different of your life. A different response may happen. So I just think that's so astute of him. He's a super clever guy.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you mentioned your wife just a moment ago. We were talking about new musical instruments. She's in Ted Lasso as well, plays your wife on that show. Is she going to, I assume with Higgins coming back, she will be in the next season as well?
I can't say, it's too much stuff, but
okay.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. All right, well, we know you have to go, Jeremy. It is a delight to speak to you. Thank you so much for all the entertainment, and we're looking forward to Grow. Looks like it's a delightful film as well, coming out on October 3rd and continue.
Oh, can I just
Certainly.
Using your word from earlier, gobbledygook, it's now been pushed to October the 17th.
Okay.
Because can you believe Taylor Swift's film? I'll have a word because we are family, obviously. But her film has pushed Grow back a little. So it's now October the 17th.
So your niece in the States, Taylor Swift, is going to make the accommodation.
She is. Yeah.
Okay, right.
We don't want to have a family feud about this.
No, right.
All right, we appreciate it. Jeremy, take care of yourself. Thank you for being here. Jeremy Swift, guys! Wow. That's yet another great chat this morning. I love his character. And what I also love too is he starts off in the show, and not to this the minor spoiler alert here. Rebecca's character, she can't stand him.
He's like a pencil pusher. He's a functionary, and you're like, but again, that's the thing. I don't know how many times watching Lasso, she would say. She'd say, I hate this guy. And I said, give it time. This is Ted Lasso. You're going to find out something. Yeah. And it invariably would happen.
And they all have their warts. I mean, Higgins was complicit in Rupert's affair. And, he hid things and kept secrets and all that stuff. And then obviously, Rebecca has her thing. And Roy, he was an a-hole. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Ted saw the good in everybody. Everybody has something good to offer.
Yeah.
Except
Rupert.
Yeah.
Who gets his comeuppance?
He does.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so Casey handed me a note, said he has some crazy news to pass along.
We all just got an email from Ryan Reynolds. And I know for sure it's from Ryan Reynolds because I used to remember his old email address from my Y100 days. That's what a psycho I am.
Wow. Yeah.
It's the same email address.
Yeah.
And he gave us his personal cell phone number and invited us to come to the thing tomorrow night.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So, Preston, you have to go now. I know it's midweek and it's in Center City, and I don't give a crap.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I am, that's something else.
Steve, you're right.
See?
He's our best friend.
He's our best friend.
Our best friend.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper never emailed us.
Yeah.
Well, give him time.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey,
it's only been 8 years or so.
Make him a little jealous.
Bradley's sitting at home listening to this right now going, God damn, they're right.
What did I do?
How did I drop the ball on this?
I wonder if it's
apparently
too late.
the best friends of everyone in Hollywood.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to figure that out. I'm getting my prostate MRI tomorrow, but I think I can fit it in after that.
I bet you Ryan could help.
Ryan might help with that.
Yeah.
Come here, buddy.
All right. I think after all that, we should take a quick break.
Absolutely.
Is that good, you guys?
Absolutely.
But let's give away some more passes to that event. John Candy, I Like Me, screening and Q&A tomorrow night with Ryan Reynolds and Rob Mack at the Kimmel Center. Wait, is it the Kimmel Center? No, it's the Miller Theater.
What are you doing? So that's where I got it wrong because I just copied and pasted it. I knew it was at the Miller Theater.
All right, the Miller Theater. We'll take caller number 17, 610-660-9333. I'll sprinkle a few others before we're done this morning. But your chance to go is right now. So call in. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back in just a moment. So stay with us. In 89, so I was right out of the same age as Harry, right around the same age as Harry and his compadres, or his comrades, it says, as the books were released and they made their way through Hogwarts, ultimately not returning for education in year 7 as the Dark Lord has by that point been hit full strength, obviously. I have lightly reread parts of the books since childhood, but made it my goal to reread all 7 books once I finished grad school, Master of Public Public Administration at Penn State. Woot woot. My husband bought me a Gryffindor blanket, a book of spells as a grad gift as well. And I graduated in December 2020 and finished the books last month. Literally the best books I've ever read. And I have no idea how to move on from them. It's really just a story about friendship and the power of love.
True.
I was brought to tears in books 5, 6, 7, and would say that my favorite books are 3 and 6. 7 is also just absolutely epic. My next goal is to rewatch the full versions of the movies. I went to Universal Studios California back in 2017 and wore a Harry Potter costume to Hogwarts. For the above reasons, I would say I am the Harry Potter expert. It's about both knowledge and sheer passion for the story. The most epic tale ever told. Please welcome Steph Rosenbluth to the show. Hi, Steph. How you doing? Oh, wait. Your microphone is not working. Let me try that again. Go ahead.
I am so happy to be here.
Yay. Steph, where are you from?
I'm from Central New Jersey, Hopewell Township, right across the river from Bucks County.
It does exist.
Okay, so is that North-South Jersey or South-North Jersey?
Right in the armpit of the Delaware River.
There you go.
All right, I want to ask you, Steph, because Steph is wearing a shirt that's got all 4 houses on it, but it says Hogwarts on it. She's also wearing a robe. She brought her owl. Is that Hedwig?
It's Hedwig.
Nice. And tell me about your glasses.
They are round glasses.
Are they prescription?
They are not prescription.
Okay.
They are just merely for this competition. Yeah.
They look great.
And social events.
Nice. So you recently reread all the books.
I did, yes. It was my goal, and I still don't know how to move on. Interestingly, while rereading the books, I was also rewatching Lord of the Rings extended version. So I was in quite the wizarding world.
Well, there's the amount of minutia, the amount of stuff to keep track of. But I mean, that's the books, the extended movie versions of the original Harry Potter, of the movies. And a lot of times they're tacking on an additional half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah. Which character do you identify with the best?
Wow, which character? Probably Luna Lovegood.
Okay.
She says whatever's on her mind. People kind of think she's weird, but once they get to know her, they realize she has a heart of gold, and she's actually very important to the story and to Harry's success in defeating Voldemort.
I love that. Great answer. All right, that's Steph. Our next contestant writes, I was hooked on the series the first time I read Sorcerer's Stone and bawled my eyes out the day after my 11th birthday when I didn't get my invitation to attend Hogwarts for the upcoming school year. I read the series countless times as a child and still reread my favorites every year. I read the series countless times. I read that part already. Let me go back to this. And I reread the story every year, every Christmas, to get in the holiday spirit. Growing up, my family and I went to the premiere screening of the latest movie, and what started as my obsession turned into full-out family affair as I got the rest of my family hooked on the magic of the Harry Potter universe. We traveled to Universal Studios' Wizarding World of Harry Potter when I was 19, and I remember seeing the top of the Hogwarts castle and instantly burst into tears. I can definitely recite every movie from start to finish, and I'm always the go-to person when someone has a question about their Harry Potter timeline or whether or not Snape really was a good guy. For years, my friends and I would watch the full 8 movies in a marathon event. We would bake snitch cake pops, craft sorting hat cupcakes, and brew our very own butterbeer, all while playing Harry Potter trivia and discussing our favorite moments from the series. There really is something special about the magic that J.K. created, and I would love to put my knowledge to the test. Gang, welcome Lauren DiStefano. Love it. Hi, Lauren. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, so tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from?
I'm from Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
From Downingtown, Pennsylvania. What do you do?
I work at a law office now.
Oh, really?
There you go.
Okay, nice.
You can employ spells in changing a witness's testimony. You bring up something that I thought was really cool, and I think of it this the same way. For some reason, I perceive Harry Potter, the movies, as Christmas time fare.
Every single movie has a Christmas scene.
Right. And so it's always applicable. Yeah, no.
And so, Lauren, how long have you been listening to the Preston and Steve show?
probably my whole life. My parents are Y100 listeners, and we had like the CDs, and I was like, oh, that's the only station is Preston and Steve. So I just didn't know.
We were our own station, the Preston and Steve station.
So you're wearing a Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry shirt this morning, and you're wearing some funky looking glasses.
Yes,
what are those?
Luna Lovegood's glasses.
Those are Luna Lovegood's glasses.
Oh, wow. So she can see everything.
Okay, that's beautiful. And would I had asked Steph who she identified with, and she said Lovegood. What about you?
I think, my favorite character is Sirius. I love him so much. I love his arc of being the villain to the good guy, but never getting like the redemption of it. But everyone who loves and knows him knows he was the good guy.
You mean Severus?
No, Sirius.
Oh, Sirius. Oh, Sirius Black. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay,
out
right.
of prison, and everybody's like, and then he finally at the very end, they're like, oh yeah, he was a good guy all along.
Okay.
Wow.
I just loved him.
Oh, you guys are the real deal.
Well, we're going to put you to the test, guys. All right. Are you ready to get this underway?
Ready.
All right.
Ready.
Let's test your. We have. You guys are going to be buzzing, and I'm going to explain the rules. But let's just test your bells and see how it sounds. Steph. That's Steph's bell, and this is Lauren's bell. So a little bit of a different tone to each, so we can tell the difference, and we should be able to hear that. Okay. All right. Let's get this underway and tell you guys how we're going to be rolling this out for Battle of the So-Called Experts. There are 3 rounds, and they increase in difficulty. We will begin with the easiest questions, and they will be worth 1 point each. There are 4 questions per round.
Okay.
Second round, the questions are worth 2 points, and the third round, the questions are worth 5 points. So even if you're behind going into the third round, it can really change, and you can end up winning because of the difficulty level. Now, I will ask you a question. You have to buzz in to answer. If you get that question correct, you get points. Now, here's what I want you to keep in mind. If you buzz in while I'm asking the question, and I haven't finished the question yet, I will stop, and you will have to answer based only on what I've said so far. If you're incorrect, your opponent will get to hear the rest of the clue and also answer that question, and they get a benefit because they'll hear your incorrect answer. They'll hear the rest of the clue and might have a better shot at getting that. So keep that in mind as I ask the questions, whether or not you're ready to buzz in. And by the way, we will have a tiebreaker if necessary. If we have a tie at the end of the game, we'll have a tiebreaker question that is ready to go. And the winner gets our porcelain Tri-Wizards Cup here this morning. Gorgeous. It's actually a By Wizards Cup because we only have 2 wizards in the studio this morning. But that is from our friend Eva, who created this. She is the ceramic studio manager at the Wayne Art Center.
She's so talented. She's so incredible. She recently had an art opening out in Westchester at Westchester University. Eva's a great artist and a really cool person. She actually submitted to be in this contest because she loves Harry Potter so much. But when she wasn't selected, she made this trophy for us instead.
That was very cool. And you can check out our Instagram account. We'll make sure we post that. It's @arts.by.eva. If you want to take a look. So thank you, Eva Hozinez. Is that how you say her last name? Hozinez.
Yeah,
all
she's
right,
awesome.
So thank you, Eva. All right, we are ready to get the battle underway.
Oh, boy.
Let's begin. All right. Let's get Steph and Lauren in place. Hands by your buzzers, by your bells, I should say.
Are we doing practice questions first, or are we just getting right to it?
You know what? All right, I'll do a practice question just so you know what it's like to buzz in. And by the way, the questions are difficult. I'm currently reading, and I've seen all the movies. I didn't get any one of these correct. All right. So, but that's, hey, I'm a neophyte compared to you guys. So let's try a very, very simple question and buzz in if you know the answer. What street do the Dursleys live on? Okay. So then we would go to Lauren for that answer.
Privet Drive.
That is absolutely correct. So that's just a test. And that is how it's going to work. So we can clearly hear the bells.
Yes.
We know who's in. All right. And we can decide who gets to answer the question. All right.
Wait,
here we
sorry.
go.
Did you say where their hands need to go?
They can hover.
Okay.
Hands can hover.
We covered that off air. So, all right. First question. Stand by. Here we go. And these are the easy questions for 1 point. In Prisoner of Azkaban, Snape commands his students to turn to... All right.
394.
That is correct, Lauren. To which page? 394. 1 point for Lauren.
I'm keeping score, right?
That was excellent. Yes. All right. Next question. After Dumbledore's passing, he gives Harry the very first snitch that he ever caught. All right, we're going to go to Steph for that answer.
I open at the close.
She is correct. The rest of the question was, what was the sentence that appeared on the golden sphere?
Wow.
I open at the close.
These guys are good.
1 point each. Next question. What are the full names of the 4 Hogwarts house All right, we're going to go to Lauren. Lauren.
Salazar Slytherin, Godric Gryffindor, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Helga Hufflepuff.
That is correct. Wow. Those are the full names of the 4 Hogwarts house founders. So far, all my questions asked have been buzzed in early on.
Yes, they have.
They're extremely confident. Now, these are the easiest of the questions. Final question in the first round. Harry Potter's birthday is July 31st. Which character was born one day? Let's go to Lauren.
Neville Longbottom.
That is correct. Born one day before him.
Oh, my God.
And the total so far in round 1, Nick. We're jumping a little earlier than usual on the Bizarre File, so I'm going to read this email I got from someone, Steve. And I just want to see if you still had these clips.
Okay.
You don't have to play them with any regularity, but I got this from both Madeline and Taylor. And it says, hey, Preston, I'm writing this from my husband's email. We've been listening to your show for a long time. Thank you for bringing such joy to our lives every day. My husband and I are annoying in the sense that we relate everything to a movie/TV quote, which is why we love and appreciate your soundbite so much. We don't know if you knew that there was a funny one associated with your name. And we do know this, but I'm going to read it anyway. But in the movie Mr. Deeds,
yes,
there's a flashback of Preston Blake, Adam Sandler's dead billionaire uncle, coming on to the housekeeper. The housekeeper is in his office cleaning the ficus tree.
You can call me Preston.
And there are 2 hilarious sound bites that include the name Preston.
Want me to wet the leaves on your ficus tree, Preston?
Yeah, well, that's what they wrote here verbatim. I was going to say that. But so you just wanted us to bring that up. Hope we didn't want you to feel left out of the sound bites.
Do you know that's the same actor that in Saving Private Ryan, who at the beginning of the movie instigates the whole search for...
Who reads the letter from Abraham Lincoln and everything? That's the same guy?
Same actor, yep.
You can call me Preston.
I had no idea.
If they had inserted that dialogue into the beginning of Private Ryan, it would have been a wholly different movie.
Yeah. Good. Would have lightened things up a little bit.
I'm going to get some strange off the housekeeper.
Sandler was at the arena on Friday night, and the Lumineers were across the street at the ballpark, and I had friends that were at both, and my friends that were at the Sandler show, Kevin James came out, and just like a ton of those friends over the years were there. They just were raving about it. I don't think I've ever seen Sandler live. I haven't. I love the records. I listen to the comedy albums, especially the first 2, quite a bit. But I've never seen him perform. Next time he comes to Philly, I gotta go check out a show.
I saw him live like 3 times, and he was a stand-up at Pip's Comedy Club in Sheepshead Bay. I was a newbie in stand-up. He could not have been nicer, but even then, you could see he had something going on.
Goo!
That was it. Goo.
He had that extra goo.
Yeah.
Most people don't have. All right. Well, I'm all mixed up here. Hang on a second. I know what I did. So I have my, I haven't mentioned this in a long time. My files are color-coded.
By clip?
By clip, yes. By colored paper clips. And yellow is the junk drawer, and black is Bizarre File. And I had switched them up, and I almost started reading the wrong stories.
Well, I know you've gone to the extra length to include a biometric tag on each clip.
Yeah, nobody can get them to me.
Right.
But me. So, yeah, we got to make sure that that's the case. So I have it. I'm ready, and here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Bud Light. Join Nick Thursday night, 7 to 9 for the Bud Light Thursday night kickoff, and it will be at Fireside Bar and Grill. Yeah! Enter your chance to win a pair of Eagles tickets courtesy of Bud Light. Yeah! Well, a tech entrepreneur and scholar had successfully climbed a massive California mountain, and on the way back down, he plummeted to his death.
Oh, boy.
In the morning of September 12th, a trio of climbers reached the peak of Mount Shasta and began their descent on the mountain's Clear Creek climbing route. And on the way down, 2 of the 3 individuals accidentally wandered off the trail. They found themselves stranded on what authorities described as an ice sheet at the northern tip of Winton Glacier.
They say that Clear Creek climbing route can be calamitous.
It peaks at an elevation of more than 14,000 feet. And the climbers, 2 men, were stranded at around 13,500 feet. The pair tried to slide down the icy terrain to a lower area where they could get back on the correct trail, but one of them began sliding out of control.
Oh, man. Could you imagine that?
Nick, do mountaineers do that sometimes? They'll
Sometimes.
slide to get somewhere?
It's called glissading.
Okay.
And so it's a quick and easy way to get down the mountain, but you better know where you're going before you do it.
The man identified as Matthias Augusto Travazzano collided with a boulder about 300 feet below, and the other climber was seemingly knocked unconscious in the process. He remained unconscious for the next 5 to 10 minutes as the other climber tried to reach him to no avail. Now, the other climber only got within 80 feet of Travazzano before he awoke and was once again able to move. But what happened next sealed his fate. Mr. Travazzano regained consciousness. He started moving. The sheriff's office said, tragically, this movement dislodged him from the rock and he slid down the remainder of the glacier and out of sight.
That's horrible.
Just minutes later, the third climber arrived at the scene and reported the incident. Deputies responded to the area of Travazzano's disappearance, arriving at the scene around 2:30 in the afternoon. But the climber had fallen approximately 2,000 feet down.
That's why most climbers could benefit from what they call an around-the-shoulder boulder holder.
That's right.
Following a couple of hours of search rescue efforts on land and in air, it was discovered at an elevation of 10,200 feet. Was found near the base of the Winton Glacier. He was the co-founder and former CEO of technology company Grandata, and was involved with several other companies in the world of tech and AI. He graduated from the University of Buenos Aires in 2004, and at the time of death, he was a visiting scholar at the University of California, Berkeley, per his social media.
Have you ever done any hiking up hills? And, so when I've done it, it's great, but there are times when you are on the descent and you're like, oh boy.
And the thing about glaciers is that they're not like this monolithic thing. Like there's all these cracks, and they change year after year, and glaciers are constantly receding and advancing. And so like these types of accidents can happen. And I mean, obviously this is a terrible and tragic story, but you really have to know what you're doing before you go climbing on one.
And honestly, that whole time I couldn't help but think, like, does Shasta still exist?
The soda?
The soda?
I know, same thing, yeah.
You guys remember the TV show Shasta McNasty?
Yes, I do.
It was on for like a season and a half.
I wonder if there's any Shasta soda out
I used to
in the
like
world
Shasta.
somewhere. I didn't really care for it.
So I forget, the Shasta root beer, I think, is what I liked.
Yeah, it's still
is
there.
Is there any mention of that in this story, Preston?
Still there. No.
Shasta Cola.
But I do. Oh, Nick found it. There's still Shasta available. Yeah, sure enough. Okay. Well, anyhow, a quiet rural neighborhood in Florida turned into a scene of chaos Friday when a bear broke into a home and was shot dead inside the bathroom.
The hell did I do?
Zeke Clark said that it all started when a bear wandered through his garage door, which then automatically shut behind it, trapping the animal inside. Zeke said, you can tell the bear freaked out. There was a bunch of damage in there because he couldn't get out. And then Clark recalled, he was talking about his... I think it was his mother-in-law was sitting inside, and Clark goes, she just immediately started screaming, bear in the house, bear in the house. I jumped up.
Chubby bear with a furry little tail.
He said, I jumped up.
Mama.
And that's when all hell broke loose. Dog barked. The bear bolted. It ran down the hallway and into the only open room, the bathroom.
The bear.
He said, bear got trapped in there, just jumped into the shower. I was able to get out there, shut the door. Bear came at the door. Fearing for his family's safety, Clark grabbed his gun. He said, I was able to get the door back open again. Shot one time inside the bathroom.
Run, he's got a gun.
Shut the door again because the bear was trying to break back out, and then finished by shooting 2 more times.
Wow.
Once the bear was dead, Clark dragged the body out on a tarp. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission responded to the scene and handled the removal. It was not Clark's first bear encounter. He lives in near the woods, and says bears have jumped fences, wandered into his yard, and even broke into his garage before.
Did Clark wipe the fingerprints off the gun and then put it in the bear's paw?
He may have. I don't know. But back in January, one got inside, but Clark was able to safely guide it out 2 months ago. Another bear chewed its way through the garage to escape.
Sure, a lot of bears dying in your bathroom, Mr. Clark.
This time the outcome was different. He said, pure fear for me. I mean, seeing an animal that big come at you, come face to face with it, something that you want to deal with.
Yeah, he's probably used to it. I saw a picture of his mother-in-law.
No injuries were reported, by the way. In Center County, Pennsylvania, this is messed up. A 23-year-old man died Thursday afternoon following a farming accident. Emergency crews were dispatched for a report of an injured individual. They arrived on scene and determined the victim became entangled in a silage chopper / blower unit.
I don't know what that is, but it's got chopper and blower in it. It sounds painful.
While filling a corn silo on the property. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Rescue and recovery operations were completed with assistance from local fire and EMS. Yeah, that's messed up.
Get to the chopper!
The incident remains under investigation by the Pennsylvania State Police. All right, and then one last story, and we'll wrap it up. A Northeast Missouri woman blames her felony stealing charge on her gambling addiction. It's according to public court records. So Amber Dawn Butler of Macon is accused of stealing more than $3,400 in cash and merchandise from her employer, Macon BP. And Butler had admitted to police that she was playing the convenience store's slot machines with the money she took from the business's cash register
It's okay.
and safe.
I'm keeping it in the company.
Yep. Officers said the defendant also confessed to scratching lottery tickets without paying for them and stealing cigarettes and bottled water from her workplace.
It's okay. I'm sinking the money back into the company.
Butler pleaded not guilty this week. She is being held on a $10,000 cash-only bond, by the way. And that is where we will end it. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning.
I wonder if you have like a compliment. You know, we've all had gigs where they can say, if you want to grab a soda out of the...
Yeah.
But I don't think they do that with the lottery tickets.
No, they won't do that at the casino either.
No.
You're not
Take some
allowed to go
chips.
do that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's give away another pair of tickets to join Mr. Ryan Reynolds tomorrow night. This will be at the Miller Theater. It is John Candy, I Like Me, the documentary that he has produced and Colin Hanks has directed. So there's a Q&A, and not only will Ryan Reynolds be there, but Rob Mack will be there too to answer your questions about all things this film, and I'm sure they'll talk about Wrexham and other things. So we'll take caller number 11 at 610-660-9333, and you will be good to go. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back in just a second, and we'll get lesson, question, trash, music, news. Stay there.
3 step with 1.
All right, 3-1.
3-1.
And these two are jumping in before every single... before I had a chance to finish every single question.
I mean, we have absolutely the best competitors you could possibly have.
Most definitely. All right, on to round 2. Right now, Lauren leads 3-1. Here's your next question. These are medium, and these are 2 points each. 2 points each. What is the name of Lavender Brown's rabbit?
Oh my God, that's literally the one pet I did not make a flashcard about.
Flashcard!
Steph was doing flashcards.
Everyone else is.
You did flashcards?
Lavender Brown.
What is the name of Lavender Brown's rabbit? I'll give you guys about 5 more seconds to think about it.
Like flashcards for this contest?
Yes.
Yes! That's what a competitor looks like, Kathy.
High level flashcard.
I played Trivial Pursuit last night.
There you go.
Running through the cards.
Yes! These guys are serious.
All right, Kathy interrupted. So your 5 seconds starts now. Hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, they're not going to take a chance at it. It was Binky. Didn't know that? Doesn't even ring a bell, does it? Okay. Fair enough. Well, it's a good thing you didn't answer them.
Wow.
Next
wait,
question.
Is there a deduction?
No.
No,
If you get it wrong, you're not penalized.
Yes. You're not penalized, but you do kind of give up a little bit of information to the other competitor. All right, next is, what is Hermione's boggart? Okay, let's go to Steph.
It's Professor McGonagall telling her that she failed her exams.
She got it! Nice! So that's 2 points. Yes. And that means it's
all tied up.
It's 3-3.
Yeah.
All right, third question from the medium round 2. What animals represent each of the houses? All right, we're going to go to Lauren.
For Slytherin, it's a snake. Ravenclaw, it's an eagle. Hufflepuff is a badger, and Gryffindor is a lion.
That's correct. 2 points for Lauren.
I want to hang with these guys.
I'm telling you, man. They are so much fun. All right, and then the last question for the medium round 2 is, how many staircases are... Okay, let's go to Lauren.
142.
That's correct! Staircases are at Hogwarts. Wow. All right, Nick.
After round 2, Lauren's still in the lead with 7, but Steph not far behind with 3.
All right, and it doesn't matter because going into this round, the points really jump up, and each question is worth 5 points each.
Wow.
As we go for the quest of the Tri-Wizards Cup. And Steph, look, everybody, these guys are bouncing up and down. They're all excited.
I'm worried if that lavender one. I'm like, I know. Do I know anything?
All right, Casey, here we go. Final round. The most difficult questions that we could come up with yet. And here, this is really going to find out what you know about the Harry Potter universe. Let's go with this one. Okay, now these scenes were filmed but later deleted and never released. All right, so here's the question. Which English actor / comedian played Peeves? I didn't think we'd get an answer on this one. This is a real deep, kind of beyond just watching the movies and reading the books. Which English actor or comedian played Peeves?
It wasn't the Mr. Bean guy.
Hey, you didn't buzz in.
Right. All right, time's up. All right. I didn't think you knew this. So Peeves is a character who's a poltergeist.
Yeah.
I do know that because I'm reading in the first 2 books. But he would have been played by actor and comedian Rick Mayall, who played Drop Dead Fred, and he's also Rick from The Young One. So that's a really, really hard question.
That predates you guys.
All right, here is the next one. In response to the treatment of house elves, Hermione... Oh, all right, we had Steph ring in first.
It's called SPEW, the Society for the Promotion of Elfish Welfare.
That is for 5 points! Wow!
Those index cards paying off!
To finish it, Hermione founded an organization called SPEW. What does SPEW stand for? And she's correct. The Society for the Promotion of Elfish Welfare. Well done. What's the point total, Nick?
Wow, with that correct answer, Steph has moved into the lead. It's now 8-7.
Oh, my God. Okay. 1 point lead. All right, 2 more questions to go. Here we go. Get your hands by your button, or by your bell, I should say. What is Nearly Headless Nick's real name? Okay, we're going to go to Lauren. Lauren.
Nicholas Demimsey Pompsey? Something like that. I don't think I got it.
That's incorrect.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
All right. So that means that, Steph, you can take a free guess no matter what. Even if you get it wrong, it's no big deal.
I know it starts with Sir Nicholas the rest of it.
All right. You guys aren't going to get that right. Sir Nicholas Demimsey Porpington.
You guys were all around
It's that name that you're like, Sir Nicholas, moving on. You don't read
know,
the
right?
full name.
It's there's so many syllables, and exactly.
That's a classic Harry Potter name, though.
This is the last question that we have here.
And it's anybody's game.
It's anybody's game right now. So this is in the past contests, we've had runaways.
Yeah.
This time around, it's down to this last one. Here we go. Final question. On his 11th birthday, Dudley Dursley's parents take him and Harry to the zoo and also bring along Dudley's best friend. What is that friend's name?
Looking at each other.
Lauren almost cursed right into the microphone.
It's a super minor character from the first book. I know that.
Repeat the question, Preston.
On his 11th birthday, Dudley Dursley's parents take him and Harry to the zoo and also bring along Dudley's best friend. What is that friend's name? They have this intense look. Steph looks like she has no idea. Lauren is kind of picking around in her brain.
Whoever he is, he's not a nice little boy.
Right. 5 seconds left. Okay, might as well. Go ahead.
Albert.
Incorrect. I'm sorry. Nick, what does that mean?
That means with 8 points, Steph is our winner.
Oh, my God! Is the champion.
They are so evenly matched.
Oh my
Wait, what
goodness.
was it?
Yeah, who was it?
Piers Polkus.
Loser.
Please.
I mean, I don't. That was neck and neck.
All right, just for fun, we had more questions, and we're never going to use these for anything. And while we have Steph as the winner of the Tri-Wizards Cup here this morning and the self-proclaimed expert of the Harry Potter universe, just for fun, let me try out a couple of other questions for you guys. Who was the freed female house elf who neither wanted? All right, let's go to Lauren.
Winky.
Winky is correct. How about this one? Okay, let's see what you know about the making of the films. Christopher Columbus directed the first 2 movies. David Yates directed the last 4. Who directed 3 and 4?
Alfonso Yates? I know it's Alfonso.
All right.
I know it's Alfonso.
There were 2 people. Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire, respectively, was Alfonso Cuarón and Mike Newell.
Okay.
All right, and then one last one. Let's see. What'll be a good question? Oh, yeah, this one. Okay. What are Snape's very first words to Harry, and what is it believed they allude to? That's a hard one.
Snape's very first words to Harry.
You'll never get it because it's really intricate. So the first words were, "What would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood?" And apparently, an asphodel is a member of the lily family, and wormwood can be defined as a state or source of bitterness or grief. Snape is alluding to the death of Lily Potter, Harry's mother.
Wow.
So that's supposedly some of the lore,
Right?
but that was like
Oh my God.
insanely hard.
That makes me want to cry, knowing that fact. I didn't know that.
That's in the first book, and then you know what you know about Snape much later on. But it's that's how layered and how intricate and how complicated the books are, and why it's so much fun to go back and rewatch the movies and reread the books.
It's poetic.
It is.
Every time I reread, I find something that I'm like, well, how did I not see that before? Like, it's a connection.
Well, you guys, you just put on a Harry Potter clinic. That's some amazing stuff, and you were neck and neck for the whole thing. It's just amazing.
Steph, I am now proud to bestow upon you the honor of the Preston and Steve Tri-Wizards Cup for your triumphant victory in Battle of the So-Called Experts.
Oh my God! It's beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Be careful when you hold it by the snake handles. They are a little bit sensitive, and we
when
don't
she
want that.
first grabbed it out there, she was like, it's not a port key, is it?
Yeah, I'm like, this will not lead to my death, will it?
No, you're safe.
You guys are awesome. Congratulations. Thanks for being here. We hope you had fun. All right, and there it is again, folks. We've done it. We'll have to come up with some of the... If you have any suggestions of some good topics for Battle of the Self-Proclaimed Experts, let us know. We'll certainly take those into consideration. There's loads of things that we can go to in the worlds of entertainment and sports and history and whatever it may be.
And some of these things are so voluminous, you could, at some point, you may have to, Steph, defend your classification as the champion of all champions.
Yeah, you never know.
It's so big. There's so much to hit upon.
Yeah.
I did mean to mention this earlier, but we're going to also award Steph and Lauren passes to the Harry Potter exhibition that's coming to the Franklin Institute next year. So they haven't announced the official dates for that yet, but it'll be at some point in 2022. It's the world premiere. It's going to happen right here in Philadelphia at the Franklin Institute. The Harry Potter, the exhibition, coming to Philly in early 2022.
Excellent. And thank you to Eva Josines for the Tri-Wizard Cup that we had. She fired it in her own kiln, made it from scratch. It's beautiful. And now Steph is the proud owner of that. So nice. Excellent. Great work, everybody. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a moment. Make sure you stay with us. We will return shortly.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
And I'm sure that I've probably had this happen before too. I don't know if I've fallen in a dumpster, but maybe come close. But they had accidentally put something in the trash can, took the trash bag out and threw it in, and then later on realized, I accidentally threw my medication away.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we've all had that.
So you have to go get it.
Yeah.
You got to go get it.
Right.
So apparently she went, and she went to go get it, and it's hanging down low. And so there's like a side door on on their dumpster that you can open up. Okay. So she opens that up, I guess, and it's at the bottom and it's far down, and she's got to lean over and kind of bend halfway down to go. And as she leans forward, her body weight is too much over, and she goes tumbling in head first into the dumpster. Somehow or another broke her rib on the way in.
So as you imagine, as she's raking over the edge.
That's what I was thinking.
It must have just pulled a rib up and snapped it.
Probably what happened. And I was like, okay, are you just saying you have a broken rib, or did you actually go get it looked at and you have a broken rib? She says, yes, X-ray, it's a broken rib, or whatever. The doctor determined that it was a broken rib. Now, it's not one of those where you can have rib breaks that are debilitating, that are just you can't move. It's not that bad. So it was Legs, Don't You Know, from ZZ Top on MMR, Preston and Steve show. 5 minutes after the hour, 10 o'clock. Here we are on Tuesday morning together. Tat Tuesday. Yep, that's up and running. Make sure you get over there, and WMMR.com is what I'm referring to, and get signed up for your chance to win that from Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. It's a free tattoo, $350 gift certificate, by the way. We'll do another, not at this very moment, but in a little bit, another pair of tickets to see the screening of John Candy, I Like Me, tomorrow night with Ryan Reynolds in attendance at the Miller Theater, so just hang tight. But in the meantime, something completely different to give away with a lesson question. We will give away a 4-pack of tickets to Adventure Aquarium. And the question you need to answer is this. Hulk Hogan was actually an expert on what field of study, describing the fundamental theory, describing the behavior of matter and of light. All right? 610-660-9333. Let's see if you know the answer to that. Hulk Hogan was actually an expert on which field of study, describing the fundamental theory, describing the behavior of matter and light. If you know, call now, and we'll see if you can get the prize.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by John Candy, I Like Me, at the Miller Theater tomorrow night. And you don't want to miss a screening of John Candy, I Like Me, with Ryan Reynolds and Rob Mack live for a special Q&A. Tickets are going fast. Get yours now. What's up this morning, Steve?
Well, Preston, Louis C.K. opening up about past sexual misconduct, saying that even though he sought permission, he was still ultimately using people. Louis says he was finally able to cure himself by learning to masturbate in front of a mannequin. Oh, my God. Elaine Merck Binder, who played one of the Munchkins, you talked about this earlier, Preston, in the original Wizard of Oz. Well, she's passed away at the age of 94. Binder's final wish was to be cremated using a cigarette lighter. Little Munchkin. And finally, Love Island USA stars, I know we're all huge fans, Huda Mustafa and Louis Russell have made their relationship Instagram official. Mustafa posted, just when you think it will never happen, you find the perfect moron. That's your Hollywood Trash.
All right, over to the phones we go to see if we know an answer to this. Hulk Hogan actually was an expert on which field of study. We will go to John, see if we can get that right. Hey, John, how you doing, my man?
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good, buddy. All right, so Hulk was actually an expert on what field of study that describes the behavior of matter and light?
I believe that was inner quantum physics.
Yes, that's right. Quantum physics. That's right, brother. Hang on a second.
You know it, brother.
We are going to give you a pair of tickets to go to the Adventure Aquarium, discover fall's magic illumination at Fantastic Pumpkin Glow with glittering gourds of all shapes, sizes, and species at Adventure Aquarium. Get tickets at adventureaquarium.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Also brought to you by John Candy, I Like Me, the Miller Theater tomorrow night. Don't miss a screening of it. John Candy, I Like Me, with Ryan Reynolds and Rob Mack live for a special Q&A. Tickets are going fast. Make sure you get yours now. We'll start with this. Alanis Morissette received an honorary doctorate from the University of Ottawa from her achievements in music and activism. With 7 Grammys, 60 million records sold.
Wow.
And a Broadway production of her landmark album. She was also recognized for her advocacy for female empowerment, wellness, education, and more.
So it might be misunderstanding, but does this now allow her to perform surgery?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Wouldn't that be ironic?
Don't you think?
Over the years, she has supported charitable organizations while also earning the Global Tolerance Award at the UN in 2024 for promoting tolerance through the arts. On Instagram, she called the doctorate an honor and a true gift and privilege. The university praised her as one of the world's brightest stars for her career and commitment to human well-being. I don't know if she was ever on Lilith Fair or not, Alanis Morissette, but the red carpet wasn't the only aspect of the Lilith Fair documentary premiere that was canceled. Sarah McLachlan and Jewel, who are both featured in the documentary, and were supposed to perform at the premiere, both opted out. When McLachlan came out to sing following the screening of the documentary, she instead addressed the crowd saying, "I know you're expecting a performance tonight. I'm so grateful to all of you for coming, and I apologize if this is disappointing, but we have collectively decided not to perform, but instead to stand in solidarity in support of free speech." The documentary was produced by ABC News Studios and Hulu, which is embroiled in the Jimmy Kimmel free speech controversy.
Did you ever see Lilith Fair?
Yeah, I went a few times.
I always thought they had some good bills.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. Yeah, Marissa?
I watched this documentary yesterday, guys. It is amazing.
Excellent.
I was crying within the first 5 minutes of it. I went up to Montage Mountain and saw it with my parents, and just the stories behind it. But it's so positive and uplifting and like female empowering. It is just a beautifully made documentary.
One of the really great performances I remember seeing was Tracy Chapman. She tore it up. She was excellent.
She is featured in that. I don't know if she's in it, but Erykah Badu is in it. Liz Phair. I mean, there are just so many names, and then it goes into like Sheryl Crow going to Woodstock in the middle of it and coming back and being like, "Oof, that was It's really beautiful. I highly recommend everybody go watch this documentary.
Far from being disappointed by the move, the crowd erupted in applause and cheers when she made the announcement. Lilith Fair, Building a Mystery, The Untold Story, is airing now on Hulu. Sonny Curtis, writer of the classics I Fought the Law and Love Is All Around, the theme for the Mary Tyler Moore Show, passed away at the age of 88. A childhood friend of Buddy Holly. He joined and later rejoined the Crickets, penning hits like More Than I Can Say and influencing generations of musicians. His songs were covered by artists from Bruce Springsteen to Joan Jett, with I Fought the Law and The Law Won becoming one of rock's most enduring refrains.
So the author of that song wrote the Mary Tyler Moore theme.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Isn't that wild? Curtis also enjoyed a solo career. He wrote country hits and was inducted into multiple halls of fame, including the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2012.
I knew that Johnny Cash wrote the song to Different Strokes.
That was him.
Yeah.
No idea. No, but that was I didn't put those two together.
No,
the fact
not
that
at
he
all.
did the Mary Tyler Moore theme and I Fought the Law, which is an absolute classic. Dream Theater is releasing a new live album. It's called Quarantine Live, live à Paris on November 28th. This marks the first live release since Mike Portnoy returned to the band last year after being away for 13 years.
I wonder how that's working out.
The album was recorded during their sold-out show in Paris on the 40th anniversary tour, and it features songs from across their entire career, including classics like Metropolis Part 1, Panic Attack, and Pull Me Under.
This next one's called Gobbledygook.
The release will be available in several formats, including a deluxe edition with photos and bonus material. And this captures the reunion of the original lineup that started at Berklee College of Music in 1985.
So, of all the pedigrees to have, the Berklee College of Music is way, way the hell up there.
Oh, yeah.
Way up there.
Yep, absolutely. They're all virtuosic, I don't even know if that's a word or not, musicians in that band.
They have extreme veracitivity. They're of sufficient intelligence.
So are you of intelligence level? One last thing. Alex Lifeson of Rush and his band Envy of None are releasing a 3-track EP called The Thrill on November 1st. The EP includes different versions of their song Thrill of the Chase from their recent album Stygian Waves. Band member Andy Curran said that the song started as a funky demo and became one of the last tracks that they finished for their album. The EP will also come out as a special colored vinyl with all proceeds going to help Ukraine through UNHCR. Envy of None features, of course, Alex on guitar with singer Maya Wynn. And that's the last story. It's what I got in music news for you. So let's give away our last pair of tickets to go to this event tomorrow night. We had Ryan Reynolds on the show earlier this morning. He was fantastic.
Great.
And he is excited about being at this screening of John Candy, I Like Me, tomorrow night at the Miller Theater. There's a Q&A session with Ryan as well as Rob Mack. If you would like to go, Caller number 20 is all you have to be. 610-660-9333. So get on it. Give us a call right now. We'll see if you get those tickets. We'll come back in a second. Get ready to wrap things up with the letter day for the word of the week and more. Stay there. We were able to laugh at this. It was funny.
Yeah.
And I'm sure other people have fallen in dumpsters or had something just as stupid happen. So I figured, you know what, that might be worth bringing
Sure,
up.
absolutely.
215-263-WMMR if you want to share.
I think in my top 5 things of grossest things that I have ever encountered, it is dumpster and or trash juice. I can't.
Oh,
my God.
stand
What
it.
is that?
I don't know.
Dumpster juice and trash. So, Casey.
Oh, my God.
I used to work, and again, I hate to brag.
Oh, my God.
I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts. There's drinks and things, and all sorts of magical things that are that. But when that dumpster would turn, there'd be things that would come out like that just form because of the humidity or whatever it is.
Jesus.
And that was the most pungent, piercing smell came from the liquid.
And I don't think
it's like dumpster soup.
In Star Wars A New Hope, I don't think that scene where they're in the trash
Too
chute-
pleasant.
Right?
Too pleasant.
Yeah. Like,
you have
nobody's
an
like, oh my
entire
God,
Death Star full of people.
Right.
You don't know what half those species do and what they crap.
It's
So
all a
much
bunch
so
of,
that- yeah.
It's just a bunch of metal and stuff in there.
No, if
But
only.
there's juice.
If only.
Yeah.
But they're swimming in dumpster juice,
Yeah.
and nobody's like, oh my God, it stinks.
You know, would have been a perfect way for them to introduce what the future of tampons might look like.
Right.
Oh God, Preston, and that just that big dumpster and your poor sister.
Yes.
going
I didn't get a chance to ask her
into it.
how she got out of there, too. Did you guys ever live in an apartment that had a dumpster where you would have to go and throw your trash? And sometimes, they wouldn't come and pick it up and it would just be stuff piling all over the place. But I remember, having to get root around in there before. I can't remember what specifically for, but
The one I think, when we were on Y100, I lived in and you remember, it was a Russian efficiency apartment. It was worse than a Russian efficiency apartment. And so the dumpster behind those apartments was so horrible and such a collection of rotting garbage that I used to, like, as if I was doing an Olympic hammer throw, I would swing it around and try to launch it in because if you got anywhere near it, you would vomit.
Dude.
So it's always a no man land.
And if you ended up getting like part of the bag caught on that little weird handle thing on, and it would like rip it open. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, hang on. I want to go to George. Not quite a dumpster, but I got to hear this. Hey, George, good morning. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do that again. George, now we can hear you. Go ahead.
How's it going?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Back when I was in high school, like 22 years ago, we used to kick the hacky sack around at lunchtime outside the lunchroom.
Right.
And one day we were doing that, and the hacky sack went up on the roof, and there was an outside school freezer by the lunchroom with a 55-gallon drum full of excess kitchen grease in it.
Oh, God.
With a lid on it. So I went to jump on top of the barrel to get up on top of the freezer to go on the roof, and the barrel gave out, and I went waist deep in the
Oh, God.
Into grease?
Kitchen grease, yeah.
Kitchen grease. Used kitchen grease.
God.
Yeah, in the middle of the school day, my principal came out and he goes, "There's a write-up for being in an unauthorized area, but I don't know about a write-up for smelling unsanitary."
Jeez. Nasty. So, okay, so you're a mess, dude. What did you do? How did you get cleaned off? Did you have to go to the locker room and get in the showers?
Actually, believe it or not, I live here in Glassboro, New Jersey, and so Glassboro High School is right next to Ryan University, and I lived on the other side, so my principal allowed me to walk home, so I had to walk home through the middle of the university.
So you kind of slithered home.
Wait a second. You're smelling like food, and you're walking around like, were you attacked by packs of wild dogs or what? I mean, you're out with this stink wafting off of you.
No, it was just rank, especially when my friend's girlfriend reached in her purse and started spraying me with a bunch of different perfumes.
Yeah. Hey, where'd George go? I don't know. Just follow the trail, and you'll be able to track him down later on.
Jesus.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
man.
thanks, George.
Steve, I know you love bragging about Dunkin' Donuts. And
I know. I hate to do it.
Well, no, it's okay.
Not everyone has had that opportunity.
Are you going to one-up him with McDonald's?
I'm going to sympathize. We're the same team, really. But so when I worked at McDonald's, there were actually two dumpsters. And one of the dumpsters was normal trash in case that dumpster juice would end up in there. And then there was the grease dumpster. And you would have to take out the used grease from the fryers, and it, for whatever reason, whatever coagulated in that probably had some alien life in there. I don't know what the hell that it was, but
it became sentient at a point.
Yeah, it was, and it was a different level of gross than the other dumpster. They were both disgusting.
Yeah.
Very disgusting and smelling. I have had once or twice where I almost fell in. You got to watch it. The revelation of the side door entrance on a dumpster, I don't think it may not have existed during that my time with dumpsters.
But that only works for so long because then the trash will just fall out.
If the trash is up above it, it means nothing.
So my friend Brian just sent me this video that I don't think I want to watch it. Have you guys ever seen a video of a Louisville woman drinking trash juice?
No.
Okay.
But that's about right.
Do you guys want to watch that?
No.
Okay. I don't think
really. Well, I don't know why.
Is that woman Halle Berry?
She's doing it, but oh my God.
You know what though? That teetering, like when you have your body weight, and you're like, I think I can do it. I think I can. And then you're like, nope.
Yeah, just a little bit further I can reach. I'm almost got it, and then you're in. Nick, what was the Wikipedia page you had pulled up? What was that?
There's a term for that liquid. And it's called leachate. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Leche. Leachate.
This is going to be exotic.
Yeah, Casey, when there's 3 dumpsters, it's trace leachate.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Leachate, and that's the name of the liquid that collects.
It is any liquid that, in the course of passing through matter, extracts soluble or suspended solids or any other component of the material through which it has passed.
So the liquid, as it descends through the garbage, is so the garbage is basically serving as like a large, horrible coffee filter.
Yeah, it is most commonly used in the context of landfilling of putrescribe.
Oh, putra.
Putrescrible or industrial waste.
Do you get that in your regular garbage cans? Wow. I do.
Occasionally.
And I'll have to wash them out.
Yeah.
I mainly get it when we are, like when we host, like at our school.
Garbage can night?
No, like bag bingo or trivia night or whatever. Right. One of these, these social events at the end of the evening after everybody leaves, or we have to throw out the trash, and there's always just a trail of trash juice sludge, and it's just gnarly.
Do you know what's the worst?
All of that collects in the dumpster.
When you're taking it out of the house, right? You're taking it out of the house, out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
And somehow it's permeated, and you have that trail that you've walked all the way out of the house.
Yeah.
And it's a nightmare.
But generally,
it's a stink trail.
Generally think, a general rule in my house is you don't dump liquids into the trash. Anything that is liquidish goes into the sink, so that way we don't get a ton of so that doesn't happen all
trash
that much.
Juice.
Yeah.
Let me go to Ryan. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, mister.
Hey, mister. What's up, Ryan?
Not much. So a couple times at my work now, I've been at this job for like 20 years, and I've accidentally thrown a money bag into the dumpster.
A money bag?
Yes.
Okay.
So I fill vending machines, so collecting the money and mixing it in with some waste sometimes.
Yeah.
And had to dig through the dumpster for it a little bit. And one time for a pair of keys, too, from my brother-in-law.
Well, the money bag, I think, wins. There's certain, like I'm reminded of the Lenny Dykstra story. He had how expensive were his dentures that went in there? There were many thousands of dollars. At a certain point, you can teeter on the line of, the hell, I'm not going in there for that. But that's a point at which you have to say, "Oh no, I'm going in."
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan. By the way, did you have to go deep down it? Did you wait a while before you realized, or was it fairly short? The song is called "Time Bomb," and that is from Whiskey Myers.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too. 93.3 WMMR, everything that rocks. It is 10:23 Tuesday morning, first day of the week for us. This particular work week. Yesterday off, but we are in the thick of things, and we got a few things to do before we wrap up for the day. One of them is thank the people that joined us today. We had a number of guests. We had a wonderful conversation with Joe Watson.
Yeah, man.
One of the greats of the Philadelphia Flyers. We lost the great Bernie Parent over the weekend. It was such sad news, and Nick reached out to Joe, and Joe was more than happy to come on and tell some stories about his beloved friend, and Joe got choked up. He was starting to cry while he was talking about him.
A lunch date.
Yeah, they were going to meet for lunch this week, and that's when he really started breaking up. But so many great stories, and Joe is such a great storyteller, and we were reminiscing about Bernie and our years with him, and obviously what he's done for this city and the franchise and all that. It was just It was just sad to see, but it was wonderful to talk about him this morning. So thank you, Joe Watson, for being on. Then we had a 40-minute chat with Ryan Reynolds. Who is an amazing human being. He is so sickeningly talented, not just acting, obviously, but writing and his ability to converse and just his thoughtfulness, and he's just something else, man.
It's no wonder he and Rob Mack hit it off because they are of a kind.
I agree. So Ryan was on to talk about John Kenny, I Like Me. We've been mentioning that all morning. It's going to hit Amazon Prime on October 10th, but there's a screening at the Miller Theater tomorrow night. Tickets are available if you want to get those, in a Q&A session with Ryan Reynolds and Rob Mack afterwards. So it was just a great sit down that we had with him. And then we had a great conversation with Jeremy Swift, who plays Higgins, Leslie Higgins on Ted Lasso. And there's a movie coming out. It's called Grow. It's like a kid's Halloween movie. And we touched on that, but he was more than happy to spend a lengthy portion of that interview talking about Ted Lasso
and the new series,
and the new season that's coming up, a 4th season. So it was really, really cool to make a connection with him. He's just a super, super nice guy. So fun program today. We're happy you're a part of it. And then Ray Koobs strode into the studio.
Everybody.
Nice to see you, sir.
It's been quite a morning, eh?
Has been, man. Absolutely.
I get in the car, I turn on the radio, I go, it sounds like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I think it is.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of like been one of those things for you guys. You're big fans like we all are, right?
Yeah. And he's extremely busy.
And he said something and I went, it's him.
Yeah.
So I had the holy yes moment in the car.
Love it.
It's great. And you don't know this, but like many people, we love Wrexham. We love the show and what they've done for the town.
It's amazing.
It's really an amazing thing, and human interest story as well as a sports story. Marisa and I are talking about vacations, and we think we want to route through Wales to get there to go to a game and stay in the town for a day or two. Well, Bronyard Cottage, the Zeppelin, icon is not that far up country from there. On your way to Liverpool. So we're looking at all that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, we're going to get to Wrexham.
That's great.
I love it.
Daisy chain it all together.
I think what they've done is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You see the spirit of that town here in the last couple seasons as they've been promoted, 3 times in a row, 2-3 times in a row.
What's the name of that cottage? The
Bronyard.
Yeah, so Jason Fahan went there a few
I know,
years
he
ago.
and I have been talking.
Yeah, he's a huge Zeppelin fan. And what album is it featured on?
4,
Zeppelin
right?
3.
Oh, 3? Okay.
They recorded and wrote at least there.
Yeah, so
There's no recording there because it still has no electric.
I didn't know that it was a place that you could visit until he ended up going. And if you're going to go to Wales, you might as well go visit that place too.
So it's possible. It's for future travels, but
I want to go to Liverpool. Have you ever been there?
No.
That's on the list for me. I need.
I want to talk like this all day.
It's kind of a
Steve and I are going to go together. We're just going to talk like this all bloody day.
It's kind of a pilgrimage I want to do.
It really is.
You know
So
what I mean?
I'm thinking it's like a rock and roll pilgrimage, maybe in and out through London because there's so much there too.
Yeah, love it. All right, dude. Well, we got to get a letter of the day from you. You ready? That's pretty good, Coop. All right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve show brought to you today by the letter
S as in sanity.
All right.
Which was suspended today on the show.
We have the S. All right. And 3 more letters to go. We'll give away $500 gift card to the Jug Handle Inn on Route 73, Sentiments in New Jersey. The Jug Handle Inn is all about good times and amazing food. Stop by today and catch all the games at the Jug Handle Inn, and you can enjoy their famous award-winning wings, monster burgers, salads, nachos, and so much more. And you can also order online at thejughandleinn.com. All right, what are you doing today, man?
Well, we have a birthday, you might have heard.
Oh,
the Lord of New Jersey, Bruce Springsteen, 76 candles today. So we'll celebrate him on the workforce blocks. Also, one of the 4 metal gods, Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden, in town tonight at the Fillmore with this tour he's doing.
Wow.
I'll have more on it at noon. And Alice in Chains, always, good way to round out the blocks. I'm really enjoying being in for Pierre today. We've got some goodies to give away, stuff like that. But it's just fun to interact with the gang, the listeners.
Yes.
You leave them in such a good mood almost every day, guys.
We try.
Almost. Warm them up for you, bud. All right. Well, thank you. And we will not see you tomorrow.
No.
Ryan's tomorrow and then Sarah.
Sarah and Sarah, yeah. Well, we're only like, teaming up to cover for the Duke,
Gotcha,
doing
man.
our best.
Takes a lot. Takes a lot.
All right, man. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. Well, what?
I know it feels like a Monday.
Tat Tuesday. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry about that. Yep, I need to get a winner for Tat Tuesday. So, congrats all around for Melissa Morello. Who's from Freehold, New Jersey. And Melissa just got herself a $350 gift certificate, Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. Check out their artwork samples, floatingworldtattoos.com, or you can also check them out on Instagram at Floating World Tattoos. Thank you to our sponsors. The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Dunkin', and the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and Virtua Health, here for good. Tomorrow on the program, it's a Wednesday, so we'll go on Fox Good Day, and we will have on this show tomorrow Sean William Scott. Stifler.
Sweet. He's on the new Tim Allen series.
So we'll check in with him, and we'll see what else we can get into. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have yourself a great day, friend. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.